I adore documentaries. I love documentaries.
I do too.
And I really love murder. And so
you should listen to Tig and Cheryl True Story.
I am going to, because
Okay.
it sounds like you guys, you talk a lot about murder.
We do a lot of murder. We do a lot, like this week is not murder, but it's the Abercrombie and Fitch
Scandal.
scandal. A lot of scandals, a lot of murders, but it's
If there's a scandal that results in a murder, I'm ecstatic.
Yeah.
And I'm not pro-murder. I don't want to have the wrong idea out
You're
there.
pro-murder.
Well,
Yeah.
if I could get away with it and not be prosecuted, I don't want to go to jail.
Well, and also to be very fair, it's Cheryl Hines and I on the show, so we're old friends, and there's a lot of nonsense that goes on. So it's not like investigative reporter or NPR vibe.
Right.
So
Well, that's good because we don't do nonsense on this podcast.
exactly.
Very
Okay.
Yeah,
but
we'll
anyone listening to this podcast, it's like, oh, good, I want to hear. It's no, it's not that.
I've noticed recently that there's this phenomenon where, and I think it really is because of the Netflix of it all, but there's this phenomenon now where they have to pad out a podcast because companies, channels want, streaming services, I'm saying, they don't want 2 episodes or 1 episode of of a documentary. They really want like 5 or 6, and if you can get to 7, that's great. So it'll be a really good story, but it'll be a story that could be told in maybe 2 episodes.
Yeah.
For sure, that's happening.
And what they'll do is I'll be watching it and they'll be like, we sure don't know what happened to Betty Lou. No one knows what happened to Betty Lou. They found her over
And
there.
which documentary is that?
This is called Whatever Happened to Betty Lou.
Oh, okay, sure. 7 episodes?
7 episodes. And so they'll say, like, they found her over there. She was still alive when we found her. What did she say? She said, Derek did it. And we're like, Derek who? And she's like, Derek P. Samuelson. And then she died. What was found on the scene? A gun. Whose gun was it? It's registered to a Derek P. Samuelson. Well, we better think about this for 6 episodes. Where does Derek Samuelson live? Over there. Think we should go arrest him? Not just yet. First, let's talk about the town. The little town of McNulty is a kind of crazy town. In 1822, you're like, no, go get Derek. He's right over there. That's the world now, is give us 7 episodes.
But then there are documentaries like The Staircase
yes.
that keep you riveted
Fantastic.
for 12 or more episodes. You're like, oh my God. You feel like a crazy person because you're going back and forth going, that guy didn't do it. Oh my gosh, he did it.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh,
but you know
That's
what?
that
20
guy didn't
hours
do it.
long.
Oh
It's
my
20
gosh.
hours. Yeah.
But you know
And
what's-
I've seen the series like 3
too.
times.
Yeah.
But you know what is amazing about that phenomenon is that I think a great documentary is always going to be someone stumbles on gold accidentally.
Yeah.
And
Not
so,
actual gold.
I should be very clear about that.
Yeah.
Or unless
That
it's a
would be-
documentary.
That's not a bad documentary.
What about a documentary called Stumbling on Gold, which follows people around until the crew finds someone who stumbles on actual gold? But that's the
Or it could be a comedian trying to find something funny.
yes.
Stumbling on gold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be the one I would do. Just hours and hours of me, like, yeah, I don't think so. And
20 hours
People
of-
around 20 hours of people going, I don't. That's not
Nah,
really.
that's not
That's
it.
not even a joke. But
What else you got?
but that's the case. Is that the issue we have in our culture now is that technology changed, in my opinion, and I'm being serious for just half a second. But technology changed so that because of we have this new technology. Suddenly, you go from like the Renaissance and all through history where people had to fight their way through anonymity to make something great, and occasionally the great was made and then it endured. Now we have this thing which is like, The Staircase was great. That's an amazing documentary. We need 95 more of those this year.
Yeah.
And it presupposes that suddenly humanity's ability to produce great art is infinite when it's not. The streaming service is infinite. So everyone's wondering, like, well, why is the bathtub water so low? It's because you made the bathtub 10,000 times bigger and there's just the same amount of water. So when you're flipping through channels, you know, it's going to be rare that you find a really great show. The good will always be rare. Now, I'm going to do this. It's going to take 45 more minutes. We'll get to the next part of my thesis.
When did this become a TED
Well,
Talk?
you know,
And I believe, and I say to you, sorry.
my wife and I were, I mean, this is how much I don't watch things, is she was like, let's have a night where we just get in bed and watch TV together. And so I was like, okay. And so we got in bed, get the remote. We're flipping through the thousands of channels past every rerun, every news show, everything on there. And then I piped up genuinely and said, and she makes fun of me for this to this day. She said, or I said, wait, go back. What was that? Was that a wagon?
A wagon?
And she said, what? And she went back a few channels and we couldn't find it. And she said, what was it? And I said, I don't know. I thought I saw a wagon, and I thought my brain made up that it was a series of the history of wagons.
You mean like a radio flyer wagon?
No,
Or
like
a good old chuck wagon.
Yeah,
Oh.
chuck wagon.
Oh.
And I thought what I saw made my brain think it was the history of wagons, and I wanted to see that, the history of wagons. And then we were laughing so hard that out of everything that we were flipping through is what
That's so hilarious.
my brain, if somebody said there is a show on the history of wagons, I would watch that, and I would watch, because this is the other thing, is she was saying, let's say it was the history of wagons. Then, like, what are they going to talk about?
See, that's how we're different. I love it that my version of that is flipping through, naked lady, whatever. Just if you see some nudity, you're immediately, I'm sorry, you go right back to your adolescent brain, like, there's a naked lady. I just want to see what's going on. And your version of that is, hold on a second. I think I saw a wagon.
And I would watch another episode that's like, the history of wagons this week, the axle.
Right.
Like I could break it down and watch the minutia of how to build a wagon, who created the wagon, who rode in a wagon.
Sounds like you need to make this show.
Well, I'm all right.
You're
Come
pitching
on.
it. She's pitching it right now.
Yeah.
Conan, you want to produce it?
The
history of wagons.
I'll do it. You know what I'd like to do is
Produced
I'd like to be the narrator. Is that possible?
Absolutely.
I could walk out and go, the wagon. So often taken for granted. Yet you realize that the wagon was the primary source of transportation for all settlers who in the Western region.
Think about the actual wagon and the bench you sit on and the big wooden wheels and.
Yeah.
It doesn't interest you?
No, it does. It certainly does.
To take all comedy of like, ha, Tig, that's boring, out of the picture.
No. I do think going to be hard to get 15 episodes.
I think you need to start with
What
your
about a
narration
special?
saying, hello, hotel guest, and welcome.
Hello, hotel guest.
Yeah.
And welcome. I understand that you have peculiar tastes, which is why I'm thrilled to welcome you. I hope you've boiled the top sheet on the bed before we begin. That's what I always do. And I hope you've burned the comforter, because God knows that's never been cleaned.
The only hotel guest not watching Forensic Files and watching a wagon.
I love Forensic Files.
Yeah.
But a Forensic Files about the wagon would be fine.
The history of wagons. Narrated by Conan O'Brien.
Right.
The wagon.
The wagon. The mighty warrior of the West. So often taken for granted, but not on this show. Over the next 75 episodes, we'll start with the wheel, we'll go to the axle, then to the springs
and then if I try
that cushion the bench.
the springs, there's no spring on the wagon.
I think there was a spring.
Not in the 1800s.
There was. Springs weren't invented in the 1800s.
Whenever I am around a television and I tell Stephanie, wait, go back, she's always like, did you see a wagon?
You have been very honest about your inability to facially identify celebrities. Mm-hmm. You did a show about it. It's such a funny idea. You don't know when you see celebrities often, you don't know who they are. Is that true?
That is very true. It's not because I have facial recognition issues. It's because I don't follow pop culture.
Right.
And so there's a lot of, the show is called Under a Rock, if you want to look it up. But it's so fun, and we only did a couple of seasons.
Who's one of the biggest celebrities that you failed to identify, like someone who came up to you?
Kaylee Cuoco. Wait, you mean, I thought you meant on the show.
No, just in general,
Okay,
but whatever, wherever,
Kaylee.
yeah.
Well, Lady Gaga's assistant.
Lady Gaga's assistant was on, and no. Out in just my regular life, I had left the Star Trek wrap party and was talking to the executive producer, and this woman came around the corner and she said, Tig, hi. And I looked at her and I said, hey. I said, wait, were you just at the Star Trek wrap party? And I was in Toronto. I just assumed that's...
How she knew you, yeah.
Yeah. And she said, no, it's me, Anne Hathaway. And
wow, that's a big star.
and I immediately was just like, oh my God, I just want to go home, you know? And she said, I'm Anne. She said, no, I'm Anne Hathaway. I met you backstage at the Beck concert. And I was like, right, hi. And I remember I called Stephanie after I got up to my room and just said, I told her what had happened, and she said, I love that Anne Hathaway explained who she was by saying, it's me, Anne Hathaway, from backstage at Beck's concert. And Stephanie said, and by the way, I remember when Anne introduced herself to you backstage at Beck's concert. She said, but what she should have said to you is, it's me, Anne Hathaway, from Anne Hathaway.
No, it is insane to say, hi, I'm Tom Cruise from the 7-Eleven on Pico.
Totally.
Remember, we were both in line, and we both wanted the same barbecue Slim Jims, and
you got it before I did.
You got it before I did, but
Yeah.
you were nice enough to break it in half. Remember that?
I'm so well aware of Anne Hathaway now because I was mortified. And I thought back that I did this show that Anne was in, Beck put on at the Disney amphitheater in downtown Los Angeles. But I just don't follow pop culture. But I follow other things, and that is what I always try to explain to people who say, how do you not know who Anne Hathaway is? Or how do you not know who, you've never seen whatever show?
Right.
What about the commercial for the show?
Right.
And I'm like, well, if I'm not watching TV, then I'm not seeing the commercial.
Right.
You know?
Right.
But I follow music and I follow documentaries. And I even I love country music. I love all types of music. And I don't just like classic, cool country, you know?
Right.
I am familiar also with the newer country. And so I always try and use that example with people of, if I were to introduce, even though Brad Paisley, there's newer country than Brad Paisley.
Sure.
I remember I was at the Paul Simon tribute recently, and all these different country music.
And even though you were there, you didn't know who Paul Simon was.
I'm very aware of Paul Simon. But
Who's that little guy up there? What's happening?
The whole night, I'm aware of who everyone is, even down to the country singer Eric Church.
Yep.
And my friend who's sitting with me, I'm like, oh my God. I said, oh my God, I love Eric Church. And he's like, oh, I don't even know who this guy is. But that's a moment where I could turn and be like, how do you not know who Eric Church is?
Sure.
Because it's stuff I follow, so I would be projecting onto my friend, why don't you know who Brad Paisley or Eric Church is?
See,
you know?
My example is in the 1940s and 50s, there were about 25 celebrities. And that's all there were.
Yeah.
And everybody knew who everybody was.
Yeah.
And so there's Jerry Lewis. Oh, my God. You know, there's Jack Benny. Here comes Doris Day.
Lady Gaga's assistant. Lady
Right,
Gaga.
exactly. But now, and I do believe I think it's been proven, people that study the human brain say that because the world has changed much more quickly than we could ever, than our brains could ever adapt to. So we have these brains that are meant to know about 45 people in a village.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
That's kind of what we're supposed to know. And yet we are being asked to know, what are you talking about? It's The Biggest Loser.
Yeah.
Don't you know? That's
Jerry from
yeah.
The Biggest Loser,
Yeah,
who lost 25
Yeah.
pounds in a week.
That's Jerry Hallahan, who lost 25 pounds, and then he cried when he accidentally broke down and ate all that custard out of a milk pail, and
no, but I know who Eric Church is.
I know, but I'm constantly when I go into the supermarket and I'm going through the checkout thing, I'll see a magazine and I won't know who anybody is on the cover
Yeah.
because it will say things like, Sheila tells Brooke Benson, you've got one last chance, buddy boy. And I don't know who any of them are. And then I always look up at it and says, Sheila from You've Got an Onion, that's my hat. And Brooke Benson from, got a dollar, I'll give you a peso, reality shows.
This is all real.
No, there's a guy named Ant Anstead.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know who that is.
I know who he is.
Okay,
I don't know
I
who he
ask
is.
I ask my listeners, and we have a lot of listeners. This isn't some punk ass operation. We've got a lot of listeners out there. Who the fuck is Ant Anstead? Because I'll just see things that are like Ant Anstead said, I don't know, that since the breakup I'm still pretty sad.
Yep.
You should
And then
have
on
Ant on
page
here.
Yeah.
Well, no, we can't find him. We've been looking.
He doesn't exist.
Yeah,
I've
but-
never even heard the name. Who is he?
He used to date the woman who was on, I think it was Flip or Flop.
Oh, see.
And then,
Oh, for
and
God's
then
sake.
they
No, I
got
never-
married, then they broke up, and now he's dating Renee Zellweger. So
Oh, okay, now
Yeah,
I
but
know
you-
Renee,
you
but
guys
at least
know, like-
now we're on solid ground
Yeah.
because I know
Yeah.
who Renee
I know who
Zellweger
she
is.
is.
But what you did is it took you 7 moves.
Yeah.
He was on Flip, Flap, and Fly,
Yeah.
and he was with Janine,
And then
right?
she got the onion.
Right, then she
Yeah.
got the onion, and he went over
For
to
a peso.
Yeah.
And then Renee.
yeah.
yeah.
And then they went over to the show Who Wants to Buy a Mule, and then
I'd watch
and
that.
then they split up, and then they went with and what happens is it's this system that, and I honestly. It's no skin off my back. I just don't know who these people are, and I don't have
Yeah.
enough time in life to figure it out.
It's funny because there is also I only did 2 seasons. We lost our sponsor for Under a Rock. People
I think you just
people
met
love
your
the
sponsor
show.
and didn't know who it was, and that's how you lost.
It was
Hello,
Ant Anstead.
who the fuck are you? I'm the guy. I'm Ant Anstead from Flop Flippity Flu. I can't believe you don't know who I am. I'm the sponsor. I'm canceling this show. That's
well,
what happened.
maybe we can get Hop to sponsor the next season of Under a Rock.
Yeah.
But we what was the Stephanie asked me recently if I knew who this woman was. Gosh, I don't know her name, but this is going nowhere. But Stephanie always has those moments of like, oh my God, that would be the perfect person for Under a Rock. She's on that HBO show that's like really popular.
Euphoria?
Yes.
Oh, Zendaya?
Zendaya.
Oh,
I had
yeah.
never heard of her.
Yeah, and here's the thing. What
Okay.
happens is that you have kids, and I know all this stuff through my kids.
Uh-huh.
Your kids are too young, so
Yeah.
they know like who the Wiggles are,
Right.
but they're not going to say, "Oh my God, Zendaya."
Right.
My kids inform me. This is where I get all my information now. Now, occasionally, I try and give them information.
Right.
There was a civil war in America.
Yes.
Wow.
From
Really?
1861 to 1865. I
Could
get
be
shut
another.
down. Could be another any day now. I get shut down fast, but damn it, I know who Zendaya is.
My wife thought Mick Jagger's last name was Irish, like Mick Jagger.
Well, that's that's horrifying.
I shouldn't out her like
That's-
that, but
Wait, Mick Jagger.
like she didn't know his name was Mick, like
And she
Mickey
thought-
Jagger. She thought she didn't know his first name and thought his last name was Mick
And she
Jagger.
thought John and Paul was John and Paul, one person.
Yes.
She thought there were 3 people in the Beatles. There's John and Paul, and then there's Ringo and George.
Yeah,
That's a little scary.
I
She doesn't
know.
know who Mick Jagger
But
is.
you guys remember like the third lead from a show in the 70s that
Yes,
was
I
on
do.
for one season,
Yes.
let's say.
And
You
that's
guys
important,
know
but that's important.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
more important than like Zendaya or
Oh, you know what I
Okay.
do? I do know minor character actors. There was a guy who always played the old man in TV shows in the 70s, and his name was Burt Mustin. And as a kid,
Why do you
he
know
would
that?
show up on like Archie Bunker saying, "Well, I lost my penny, and can you help me, Archie Bunker?" And I go like, "Hey, it's Burt Mustin."
on the latest episode that just came out, you referenced Tova Borgnine's lawyer. Ernest Borgnine's wife's
Yeah,
lawyer.
Tova, of course.
Yeah.
I always knew stuff like that. I'm just saying that my mind is filled now. And I know lots of arcane stuff about history, and I know lots of minor characters in history. So what happens is your brain gets filled, and now the doorbell rings, and it's Aunt Anstead. And he's saying, can I have a brain cell? May I borrow one? And I'm like, no.
No, because you don't want to give up Burt Mustin.
I was gonna say, can he take Tova Borgnine's
No,
spot?
I'm with you.
Ernest
no.
Borgnine was the shit, and
he-
Tova Borgnine really got him through a lot. She was a
earned
rock.
that.
I mean, but your entire career was about like pop culture and like promoting things. Like, how do you not know this stuff?
I'll often say, oh, that person seems really great. I wish I knew more about them. And people will say, they were on your show 7 times from 1993 to, 2022.
And I'm not purposefully avoiding stuff. There's certain things I'm just not, it's just not on my radar.
It's so crazy now because there are some people who start out on the fringe and then they become so big just through this process that's mysterious to all of us that everyone has to reckon with them. It just occurred to me that Vladimir Putin knows who Pete Davidson is.
Whoa.
Like you know that Vladimir Putin has been like, have you seen? He has not been on SNL for several weeks, and it was Pete Davidson, and they're like, you got to really focus on the war we're in right now. Oh, okay, but it's troubling. I don't know. Is he going to leave? Is he with the Jenners now? How does it work? Does he go with the Kardashians? That's how big Pete Davidson is now, and God bless him. But he's that huge figures that affect the future of the world.
Yeah.
He's taking up 1 or 2 brain cells in there.
Absolutely.
And, Aunt Anstead hasn't quite achieved that yet, but he's getting there because he's in my head now.
And we're talking about him?
Sorry,
Yeah.
On this
talked about
huge
him a lot.
podcast.
Well, of course, because he was on Flop, Flipped, and Floon.
Flip or flop.
Well, no. Was it We'll Fix Your Flu? It was a show about chimneys.
So it's just a show about beach sandals?
You guys don't watch HGTV at all?
Only when I'm in a hotel.
Oh, it's the best.
I've noticed that when I talk to you, you either make no eye contact with me or too much.
Damn it.
You'll be talking to me, but looking straight across the room that way at the wall that says Sirius XM, or you'll be riveted to me and your eyes don't blink at all, like a reptile. So what's the story with that?
Do you have a prep? You have a...
I love you looking away. It's really because...
I'm not looking away for the rest of the interview. Get used to it, buddy. Here it comes.
Seriously, you just...
Yeah.
I've never seen that technique before, Tim. I've been wanting to tell you something for quite a long time now, and I'm looking completely not at you.
I was looking for the door.
I could tell. You wanted out.
Listen, just you got questions?
Yeah, I do.
hear
But
it.
whenever I start, you cut me off
I don't think that's true.
with, let's check the tape. So far, Adam, has there been some cutting off, to be fair?
There's been a little cutting off.
Okay,
A little bit.
perfect.
But you heard that one point where I was like, okay, I'm not going to cut him off. And it went on forever.
You started shaving during one of my anecdotes, which I thought was incredibly rude. And you brought all the props. It was very impressive.
All right, let's switch the tone. Let's get to know people.
Okay,
Ready?
go. I'm going to get to know you.
Okay.
And then you're
I
free
got
to...
follow-up questions.
Yeah, you can cut me off with your follow-up questions. I want to first say that I think you're a terrific actor. Now, I've talked to you before about acting, and sometimes I call you up with questions about acting.
Yeah.
Because I think you're very smart about acting, and I like to ask you, in that movie, did you like that movie? What did you think about what that person was doing? And you always break it down, and you have a very good, smart, intuitive analysis of what that person's doing. I don't know how to do any of that. This may shock you, but I am not an actor. I don't have an actor's soul. I don't even understand how it works. I'm not. I couldn't be in a scene with you. Could you imagine if you had to do a scene with me in a movie?
You see what happens when I don't cut him off?
I actually wish you cut him off a little earlier.
Jesus.
Where's this going? Is this about you?
I said you were a terrific actor.
Well,
I
you
wanted to
did.
talk
You
about
started with a compliment, but then you went on about your thing.
Yeah.
With
exactly.
what are you worried about? First of all, you're a comic genius.
No, let's not get crazy.
Listen, if you want to ask us,
Okay,
I'll ask
comic
us
genius.
right back. You're a comic genius.
Sure.
And you've been a comic genius for like 60 years now.
Okay, now it's getting crazy.
I once, we went on a road trip together.
We did?
I don't know if you call it a road, but it was a pretty lengthy drive. And I heard all about your beginnings. And it's really quite phenomenal. Are you writing a book? Are you gonna...
you listened to, I thought you and I went on a road trip and you heard about my beginnings. And
We
I'm
did.
thinking,
That's
when?
what I just said.
What are you talking about?
Well,
What
I
road
mean,
trip?
it was just up the it was just
Yeah, we drove up the coast.
Yeah, we drove up the coast.
You and I had a romantic getaway. Let's just call it what it was.
I know. I thought it was it was going to be the first of many, by the way.
I thought we were going to be the male Thelma and Louise, which, when you think about it, is a stupid idea. The
Well,
whole
you
point
got
of-
the red hair.
That's true. Yeah. I'm Gina Davis.
Wouldn't you be Susan Sarandon with the hair? Wasn't her
Why
hair
you-
kind of reddish?
Yeah, but Gina Davis is taller. I think I would be Gina Davis. I mean, listen again. The listeners are going to decide, but I think it's right. Gina Davis.
All right. Yeah, you'd be Gina Davis.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Nice scene with Brad Pitt.
Yeah. I gave him his start.
Right.
So there.
You and him with the hair dryer.
Okay.
You remember that?
I do.
It's a good scene.
Again, there you are with your good acting mind breaking down a scene. I don't know how you do it. And
I'm sorry, I cut you off, but is there a question? I'm being serious.
Why does this have to be a question?
I don't know what these things are.
When it's you and me, it's not like any other podcast. Yes, usually I have questions.
Okay.
There's kind of a flow to it. But what you and I have and what the fans expect is something frustrating that starts and stops, that takes wild turns, that maybe ends up being less than the sum of its parts. That's what they want from us.
I'm just worried about the ones that, like, if my wife were listening right now, she would have turned it off by now.
Well, first of all, she does that when we go to dinner.
She's like, I've had enough.
She often reaches over and tries to turn a volume button on my head that isn't there.
Yeah.
I've seen her try to change the channel on me when the four of us are out to dinner.
Uh-huh.
And my wife is right along with her on that one.
It's true, isn't it? They're like you guys ago.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a question.
Yep.
Our lives are very different.
Mm-hmm.
My work has always been, you stay in this one place and you do this and you don't move. Here's your talk show desk. Don't you fucking move. Your life, which I've always kind of envied, is, like you said, there's this gig in Wales and suddenly you're living in Wales for a couple of months. I've always been fascinated by that. Does that get old or do you still love it?
I always wanted to have a talk show. I just want to, and I still to this day.
It's like one of those body
So I
switch
have a
movies.
whole fantasy about just like having a talk show. I read about someone's giving up their talk show, and I think to myself, should I raise my hand? What's the deal? I feel like I'd love that regular
Would you
gig.
like that?
Well, I think the answer is yes. Yeah, I love routine. I do love routine. I'm being serious. My day, like I like the routine of it. I like, what is it that I like about it? I don't know, but I always thought it'd be really cool.
To have a talk show.
To have a talk show, yeah.
What about the day in and day out, over and over again? Could you do that? Wouldn't you miss? I'm going to Japan now. To be in a robot movie.
No, I mean, for years, I don't think I would. I think I'd enjoy it. I enjoy talking to people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Even though that we're starting to have an actual conversation here, but I do.
I tricked you into it. You see what I did?
You did. You lulled me.
Yeah. There was some stuff at the beginning, but that's our process. And then we get to this. But you know what you are? You're always been a hilarious talk show guest.
Thank you.
Again, people, when they talk to me about appearances that people have made, Kevin Nealon's name comes up. And obviously Norm Macdonald's name comes up and these different names comes up. And your name pops up a lot. People liked you doing panel. They liked you because you come at things from a very different angle. You've got a very quirky, dry sense of humor, very funny. People enjoy it.
I appreciate it. I never thought Do I have a dry sense of humor?
I think you do. Well, you have a dry delivery. You have a dry delivery.
Oh.
You have a very dry delivery.
Because I feel like I'm just like a puppy dog. You know, like I'm like one of those loud. Do you think of that? I mean,
no. Who thinks of you as a loud? You're not a loud guy.
My kids.
Well, you're always angry around your kids. I've noticed that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of God damn it, and then, Alexis is like, Tim, take it easy. And you say, you quiet, woman. And
Right.
you do a lot of that.
Right.
And there's a lot of, who touched my drink? And I need more to drink. So there's that.
And when the one food is touching the other food.
Oh, these foods can't touch.
Right. When the eggs are touching the toast, and I just lose it.
You know what's crazy? Do you ever remember the movie Sleeping with the Enemy, Julia Roberts, where she's with the crazy type A husband, and he needs everything to be just perfect, or he flies into a rage?
Sadly, I missed it.
Okay, it's many, many years ago.
But I'm a fan of, just the other day watched Aaron Brockovich, which is a much better movie, I'm guessing, than the one you're talking about.
Yeah, the one I'm talking about
going with your
is the
anecdote.
one that everyone came to see because it was, oh God, again, I'm shamed every time I speak on Conan O'Brien's podcast by Tim Oliphant. Ridiculous.
It's called Conan Needs a Friend.
Needs is the operative word.
Exactly.
Yeah, I need help here.
That's what I'm
I've
pointing
never
out.
needed you more.
That's what I'm trying to...
And I've been trying to actually talk to you. I've been trying to talk to you and hang out for like 6 months, and the only way to do it was to book you on the podcast.
Wow.
What kind of friendship is that? Suddenly, we're together because I booked you on the podcast.
First of all, a true buddy would have been like, where are you? You're like, oh, I'm coming. I was in New Orleans for 2 months. You could have said, oh my God, let's go visit Oliphant in New Orleans. We'll go hit Jazz Fest. We'll cruise around.
Oh, I can't take Jazz Fest.
You know what would have been amazing about Jazz Fest?
Noodling, scale noodling.
First of all, here's the thing at Jazz Fest. People go and there's large groups, and in order to find people in the crowd, people have flags and stuff. So they're like, that's our group. But with you, we could have just been like, where's Conan? We could just see you.
Right.
We're like, there's that red
inflatable thing outside of a car lot.
Right, we're just looking
flapping around.
We're just looking for like a really unattractive Gina Davis.
Okay, you know what?
Where is she?
I didn't come here.
Where is she?
To be called an unattractive Gina Davis.
You could have flown out. Here's the main point.
I'm not that kind of guy. I'm not that kind of guy.
Way?
I'm not that kind of guy. I'm not a kind of guy who says it's time for me to hit the Big Easy and hang with Oliphant at the Jazz Fest.
Yeah,
that's the opposite of who I am. No, I can't do that.
I was working.
What kind of jazz are they playing? Is it like... Is it that kind of thing?
I think there is a tent for that.
How about... Is that happening? Because I can't do that.
Just give a third example, because I think people want it. It's amazing. You don't know how much I could just see you in Star Wars on that last one. I could have seen you. You could have been in the bar.
Right, and there could have been little, subtitles underneath me saying, I'll give you 40 Griebgars for the Glub Glub.
Right?
Yeah.
Damn.
If your brother listened to the first one and thought, what did he say? He learned...
Nothing.
Nothing. And too much.
Too much. How'd we do?
I think we hit it again.
Oh, I don't know. It just feels, I'm not sure. Okay, you guys are the best, and they're encouraging us. I don't know if that's true, but I'll take your word for it.
Well, you had a harrowing story.
It's gone by...
Where you thought your life was almost over, right?
How long have we been talking?
Just under an hour.
Just under an hour.
Yeah.
And then the ads that you do are...
What's that?
35 minutes worth of ads?
No.
Are you doing the 10-minute preamble thing? Is that what you call it?
Yeah. We don't call it the preamble.
What do you call it?
The intro.
It's a 10-minute intro?
I think so, yeah. I really don't know much about the podcast.
I've listened to the podcast, and I just know that at least once you just did away with the intro.
Yeah, occasionally.
Because it was such a special occasion.
Yeah.
This isn't going to be one of those, is it?
We'll have 3 intros in this one.
3 intros.
And then we'll end
An
with
intermission?
then 6 outros.
Exactly. There's a little intermission. Let's take a little break. You know what? When we're done, I'd like to record a 10-minute intro as well. I'd like to do an intro before your intro.
That's a great idea.
I love that. Yeah, sure.
Please.
Let's do that.
Done. Yeah.
Are you serious? Let's do it. No, I think that's a really funny idea.
Mm-hmm.
I do.
We can do it right now.
If you're up for it.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, well, let's end this one.
Yeah, let's end this. That's a good idea.
Tim, are we going out to dinner tonight?
I'm up. I'm available. I'm around. Are you you backing out?
No, I'm not backing
And
out.
tomorrow's also good if that's better for you because you might be jet lagged.
Oh, I'm not jet lagged.
Are you coming downtown? Because
I'll do as I'm told.
because I
this
came
is
up-
your city now.
I
so-
came uptown for this, so I assume you kind of
I've heard the Hard Rock Cafe is a cool spot.
the one downtown. Very cool.
Okay. As long as I get to eat an okay hamburger near a guitar,
You know what's
I'm happy.
sad is now that I've agreed to do an intro, I realize how difficult your job is.
No, you're going to kill it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So it's just Adam and I just shooting the shit? What is it?
I don't know. You had this idea, and now you have
Fuck,
to do it.
yeah, but you have like...
It doesn't have to be 10 minutes. It could be a quick
I'm
intro.
not even usually a part of it. It's
That's
really
my
mostly him.
point. But you're talking to your... Where are they?
I'm going to leave the room right now.
No, where are they? There's usually someone you're talking to.
Yeah, Sona and gourley.
Sona and gourley.
Yeah, I
They're
know.
not here yet. They're not in town yet.
What do you mean they're not in town yet?
They're not here yet.
But they're coming?
Yeah.
I got to come back to do the intro?
I don't
I think you can just do it
you,
solo.
yeah, you can do it solo.
I'm going to do an
Do it with
intro
Adam.
solo.
Yeah.
Okay.
You could just say, I mean, the premise is really funny. I
Yeah.
like the whole premise is, I know I listened to the podcast.
I
There's
listen
always
to
an
it.
intro. And,
Yeah.
and I just wanted to have an intro before Conan's intro
Yeah.
because I feel like I've earned that. Whatever. You'll kill at that.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. I'm gonna get out.
Okay, cool.
You are my friend for real. You know that, right?
I do know
There's
that.
no backing out now.
I know that's true. We're going out. You're hanging out. You got another interview after this?
I have a meeting after this, and then this is all fun stuff for the listener.
And
All right,
then, this actually probably is. This might be better than just.
I'm going. Yeah.
So what do you got after this?
I've got a meeting with the guy that runs Sirius.
What does that
XM.
mean exactly?
I don't know.
Keep this rolling. This is good. what actually happens?
I think they're letting me go.
No, but
before
what
we
is-
even.
They're going to just say, "Hey,
I
numbers
don't
are
know.
great. Things are going
No,
well."
we haven't even launched
You
yet. So there's nothing. Our Sirius channel hasn't launched. I think it's just going to be a "Hey man, good to see you" meeting. I hope.
Oh, really? Thanks
Unless-
for doing this. Appreciate you being a part of it.
Yeah.
This is okay. I didn't know this was. Okay. So that's cool. So you got that going for you. How long is that? How long did you
Yeah, I
schedule
have that
meeting?
meeting going for me. Yeah,
mean, that's
it's
just-
a big deal.
I love that you still have to do meetings.
I'm going to a meeting right after this.
Oh, do you
Scott
do
Greenstein,
that?
he's the big deal here at
Oh,
Sirius.
I know that dude. That
Yeah.
dude owes me money. No,
Okay.
listen, is this one of those things? This is me and you talking. This is pretty much dinner. By the way, guys, this is dinner. Listen, do you do that because you're like good dude, or you do it because what's in it for you? Why are you meeting with this knucklehead?
Well, first of all, he runs all of Sirius.
So what?
And he said, hey, can Conan stop by and say hi, before he leaves for the day?
Okay.
And I hear that, and being a nice human being,
That's what
I
it is.
think
It's a guilt
I'd
thing.
like to see him.
It's a guilt
No,
thing.
but also, what if he tells me something? What if he says, hey, Conan,
O'Brien.
you've done so much for Sirius. We're all so excited to have you. Here's a gold bar that I want you to have. Maybe that happens in the meeting, and he gives me a solid gold bar.
Okay. I'll meet you. I'll see you at dinner, and you show it to me because I want to see it.
I'll show it to you at dinner.
I can't wait to hear the follow-up of this meeting. Because I'm guaranteeing it's like there's 5 minutes I cannot get back. Okay, so you have a meeting that's not a meeting. You just kind of made it sound more important than it needed to be.
God's sake.
Then what's after that?
That's when you and I go to dinner. We can do it early.
How are you getting down? I'm downtown. You're going to come downtown?
Sure.
Take the subway?
I'm no stranger to the subway.
That's it. Because here's the deal. Since we become friends,
Mm-hmm.
I meet people
Mm-hmm.
who will be like, hey, they'll say something nice, and then they'll be like, hey, say hi to Conan.
Right. Because we're famously pals. So
Oh my
much
God,
so
it makes me so happy
that Jordan
someone says that
Slansky
to
is
me.
bitter about it and shouted at me, you have your dinners with Timothy Oliphant. Unbelievable. think you and I need to have a project together because we have a good chemistry.
Yep.
And we have it. Listen, we
you
have.
You want to be my sidekick for the show?
Oh, on your talk show?
Yeah, this show could be called "My Sidekick is Conan O'Brien," and then on the T-shirts, on the front, it'll say "My Sidekick is Conan O'Brien," starring Timothy Oliphant, right? And on the back, it'll say he needs a friend.
Yes. So you incorporate. This is good. We're getting the word out on all the brands. I see what we're doing.
See what we're doing, and then your whole thing I would love that. Are you in?
Yeah.
Because you brought it up, right? You said
I
we should
do
something,
together.
And I came back to you.
I'll be honest with you.
Back.
I thought it was going to be something maybe more in the acting realm, but if this is
you want to act? See, this is the problem. We've already established this. You want this life over here, but I want over there. So you want to act together?
Yeah, if you see a chance for us to be in a project together.
If you see a chance.
Well,
Wait, you're a writer. Let's pitch something.
All right.
What's going on with writing, by the way? I was thinking about this the other day. Now that you've been
what is going on with writing?
No, but you are a true blue genius writer.
Well,
I'm saying that for the people who may not be aware of it. He's really good, talented.
That's sweet.
You write. Have you? Do you write anymore?
I write.
Do you ever sit down and just keep regular writing hours?
I don't.
No.
I don't. I
Why
let
not?
that go.
That's a bit of a.
I do write letters. I write letters to people.
By the way, I've heard you say this.
And if you gave me your home address,
I have a to-do list. I'm writing this down now.
I write letters to people and I type them out.
Hold on.
And when people get one of my letters, they're kind of happy.
Let me just tell you this note to self. Okay, I want you to hear it. I want there to be witnesses. Note to self. Write Conan a handwritten letter saying you've heard he likes to write people handwritten letters.
Typed.
Funny because you've never received one.
Okay. Okay.
I'm writing you. I heard you say this. Talking to Sedaris?
Yeah.
By the way, you and Sedaris, people, do yourself a favor if they're still listening to this interview. Those interviews, I just love them.
Yeah.
I think I may have. I don't know if I've told you that, but I just loved you guys talking to each other. And I heard you talking about how much you like to type letters to people.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking I should write Conan a letter and tell him that I heard that, and yet I wondered why I'd never gotten one.
Well, maybe yours is coming, and maybe it's going to be really special.
I realize there's a lot of grievances here in the friendship today. I realize
you and I have not connected for a long time.
It's been a while.
You've been busy, I think a little bit. I think maybe I came into this with a chip on my shoulder.
A little bit.
Well, bet. I probably did.
A little bit.
And
it's good that you admit it.
You know, and felt like I had to use the podcast to get you back into my life. And then felt like you played me like a chimp, you know, and you're a big talker about NOLO or no law, but we all know it wouldn't happen. If I called you up and said, hey, I'm coming, suddenly there'd be an issue, you know? Oh, they just canceled Jazz Fest, Conan. This
is no one's buying this. I'm not buying it. No one's listening.
Oh, you'd be excited if I was coming down.
Yeah, I'm going to come see you.
And I'm going to get up on stage and scat with the band. A scoot doodly doo.
Yeah. By the way, for those who haven't been to Jazz Fest, I highly recommend it. It's my favorite music festival, and it's not all jazz, but it's the best thing. You also go in the gospel tent and just listen to gospel.
Oh, that's nice.
It's one of my favorite things in the world. I still feel like the best way for us to do something acting-wise is if we write something.
Okay.
But you've given up writing.
I didn't say I gave up on it.
Didn't he use those words? He say
you
something?
Said, don't you do regular writing every day? And I said I write letters, but no, I'm not sitting down every day and going, the sun broke lazily over the horizon in a crepuscular burst of auburn light. You know, I didn't do that. Jesus, that was fucking great.
I was going to say, that's amazing. Just write that down.
We have it recorded.
Yeah,
that's an amazing beginning to a really awful book, but it's a great beginning.
Yeah, but awful book, but not an awful, what do we want to do?
We're going to do something together. We're going to do a project.
Is it going to be like a half hour kind of deal?
How the thing that they're going to want us to do is
They're going to want us.
they're going to want us to do the buddy cop thing. You and me, buddy cops.
I was about to say.
They're going to want us to do buddy cops.
They're going to want us to do it.
And they're going to want you to be the one that knows what he's doing, and me to be like,
Let's flip it.
yes, I'm hyper competent,
Super good.
killer with the ladies.
Wasn't there like didn't Jeff Goldblum have a cop show for a while where he was a cop?
10 Speed and Brown Shoe.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
That's it.
with Ben Vereen.
That's it.
Yeah.
What? Let's just remake that. Let's bring that back. People love whatever they are.
Reboots.
Yeah. Let's bring back 10 Street and what would you call it?
10 Speed and Brown Shoe.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you're not going to be at this pitch meeting.
I'm at the
You can't say a whole sentence correctly involving this pitch. So I'm going to go in and pitch it.
I love the pitch, by the way.
And I'm going to say Tim Oliphant is attached. I'm aging quickly and badly. I could see it in your face when you saw me.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to get this done now. Do you know what I mean? This can't wait 2 years, 3 years.
Well, use it though. Use that in your performance.
What, that I'm falling apart and old?
That you're aging badly and you don't have a lot of time. Like you're the cop who needs to solve this thing because they've like...
But not because he has a terminal disease or he's about to retire, just because he doesn't like the way he's aging.
Exactly.
And he's vain. I like that idea.
It's really smart. I want a pen. You got a pen?
Here, here's a pen right here.
You gonna doodle? I'll doodle. You gonna doodle? I see your doodles over there.
I doodle every now and then. Sure. Why not?
I doodle with the best of them, buddy.
Yeah.
I got an art degree.
Remember that time you and I were swimming in the ocean?
By the way, we've talked about this. We're like, there were shark fins out there. And the two of us are saying, or I remembered saying, it's not a big deal. Those are whatever sharks. They're like nothing.
Sand
they're
sharks.
harmless.
Yeah.
They're harmless.
Yeah.
They're
They
harmless.
were not. They were great
and then
white
the
sharks.
next summer I come out, I'm like, oh, there's all these great whites.
Yeah, they were great whites. And you and I are just two heads bobbing. We're bobbing in the ocean, two heads.
Yeah.
And a giant shark fin goes by.
It was definitely
and
big.
it was maybe 8 feet from both of us.
And I told him to relax.
And you know, and both of us, I don't know why, both of us, we weren't high or anything. Both of us were looking at it saying, that's a shark.
Yeah.
That's what that is. It's a shark.
Yeah. And I was like, yeah, don't worry about it. It's easy. Piece of cake. He's not interested in us. And then some woman got bit right there the next summer or something like that.
Yeah, she got bit in the foot, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it happens.
I don't fear a wild animal. I just don't. I don't have that in me. I would like to. I just don't.
First of all,
I don't.
First of all,
I don't. Throw a wild animal at me and I'll fight it. I don't care.
Let me just point out what I think everybody already knows.
What?
How often you coming in contact with a wild animal? When's the last time?
Does looking them up online count?
When is the last?
Does looking them up online count? How about looking at footage of a zoo? I look at footage of the San Diego Zoo all the time.
Yeah.
I have been. Let's trying to think. I've been out on my mountain bike, and I've seen some critters. You know, nothing that big.
Keep going.
But
I'll give you some room. I'm not going to cut you off on this one.
Okay. I've been in the area of a bear, meaning I think I've been in the same state as a bear.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I like the dump. You were dropping some stuff off?
I was throwing away an RCA television from the 70s at a dump.
And there was 7-8 bears
There
over
was
there.
very small black bears.
Right, over there at the dump.
They actually look like cats, now that I think of it.
Right, and everybody working there is like, check out O'Brien. Not worried at all.
You know, all kidding aside, that if shit got real, you know that I would be a physically brave person.
the hand gesture.
You know that. You know that. You know that if the shit went down, you know that, okay, Conan plays the fool. Oh, Conan, he acts scared. But when it really goes down,
here's what I think.
You know that I would be
when the shit really goes down.
Uh-huh.
And here, I feel like I could depend on you to tell me what Lincoln did in a certain.
This is fascinating. In 1858,
this reminds
during
me.
the Great Skedaddle.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair enough.
You'd be like, hold on, Tim, I got this. When Roosevelt was in a similar situation, right?
Which Roosevelt? It's important. You got to nail that.
Yeah. See, this is your department.
I don't know. I guess I got over my skis there a little bit. I don't know.
Over the skis.
I don't know what I would do if I encountered a real live animal, but I like to think that I'd be physically very brave and that I'd go down fighting.
I'm just still thinking the visual of you over your skis a little bit. I want to know how that goes down.
I think you and I are...
What's your ski? We've never gone skiing. We've never hit the slopes.
We haven't done most of anything.
It's true.
I mean, first of all,
true.
I'd go skiing with you anytime. I love skiing. I don't want to go to NOLA to some jazz fest.
Let's go. What about snowboarding? You go snowboarding?
I can't do that. My center of gravity is up near my ears.
Wait a minute.
Ridiculous.
I figured it'd be easier.
No, it's worse.
Snowboarding's harder for you than skiing.
Yes.
Have you done it?
Yeah, I tried. I tried snowboarding once, and we actually shot a remote. And I ate mountain the whole time. And what happens when you snowboard, it's the physics of it is you go down like 3 times as harder than you would on skis. And
yeah,
I lost like 70% of my brain capacity that day.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. So I can't wait. You
shot the remote for the old
It was
show?
for the 2002 Olympics, I think.
Sorry, I missed it. Was it really for the Olympics?
You could see it on YouTube.
Oh,
all my work is available.
That's why I've got the pen so I could write this shit down. Watch Conan on YouTube. Just kidding.
You shouldn't say just kidding out loud.
I just wrote JK. We drove here, by the way. We're in New York. I live in LA. I drove to New Orleans. I worked there, and then I drove up to Chicago, and I worked there for a while. It was a cool town. And we got shot at. That was a bit of a bummer, but then otherwise it was a great place.
Who shot at you? What are you talking about?
Oh, my God. I tell you about that whole thing, and we were on the shooting... we were there doing the Justified thing, and then we had this crazy shootout. Did we not talk about that?
No.
We have not talked at all.
We have not talked. Tell me what happened.
It's a dramatic story. I don't know if you want to hear it. It's a long-winded, dramatic story. I could tell it, and then you can cut it out of the podcast later.
Okay. We won't, but go ahead.
You want to try? Okay, so here we... Forgive me, I feel like...
This is because Justified's coming back, which I'm very excited about.
Yep. Justified, and City Primeval.
And where were you shooting it?
We shot in... Chicago, mostly Chicago for Detroit. It takes place in Detroit. Raylan goes to Detroit. I play Raylan Givens, and then and then I'm also going to play his brother, Dave Givens, and then his other brother, Jim Givens. They're triplets. I really wanted to mix it up this time. I was like, let's...
I can't. Why do you ruin everything?
We're going to bring it back. I was like, they said... I said, why do I want to bring back this character? I've already played this character for 6 years. And then it hit me. I was like, what if he had a brother? And then I was like, they're twins. And I'm like, wait a minute, everyone's done it. Jeremy Irons has done it. Nick Cage has done it. Lindsay Lohan, Van Damme. They've all done twins.
All the greats have done it.
All
You're
the
right.
greats have done it. And that's when it hit me. It was like the clouds parted. I said, triplet? Raylan's a triplet.
And this has never been revealed in all the years you did Justified. And I've watched them all. You never revealed.
We should just start the podcast here.
Okay.
Because now people are in.
Now they're in. So this is great. Raylan is triplets. One is Dave. One is Raylan. And then the other one...
Jim Givens.
Jim Givens. Wow, the writers, their parents were like, we'll call you Raylan, you Dave, and you Jim.
The great thing about my position with the Justified thing is I can get in the writer's room and really, take it up a level. They love me in there. So we're shooting at night in Chicago at this park, very, very bad neighborhood. It was like 1, 2 in the morning or something, and we're about to do a scene where I'm going to get in this car. We've got the road closed. And we're about to get in this car, and we hear gunshots. And we'd shot in some pretty tough neighborhoods, so we'd heard gunshots prior to this. But this was I don't know, it felt like 8 or 9 shots went off. Bop,
right.
bop, 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 bop,
right.
And we're like, that's across the park. And then I was standing next to the director, and he's like, that's gunshots, And then we hear again, bop, 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 and the first AD's walking over, and he's like, everybody, those are gunshots on the other side of the park, but everybody needs to get down. It was the scariest goddamn thing. It went on forever. So then we started hearing cars. There's a car like that, and they're driving. You can hear them driving, and pop, 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 pop. And you realize they're coming around the park.
Headed towards you.
Heading right towards us. And there's and if the gunshots and stuff didn't already kind of give you a tip on what kind of people we're dealing with, they completely ignored the road closed sign, where it says filming, don't come this way. And so they're coming straight down the street that we're on.
Right.
And they're just, machine gun fire. And it was just insane.
Did you guys you're all lying down, like face down, getting as low as you can?
It was a little, I remember, the first day, I remember, it's a weird thing because everybody reacts so differently. So there's everything from people running and diving under cars, the crew's in those safety vests, and they were all throwing them off, and people are yelling, get your safety vests off. Because I think at this point, we don't really know who's shooting and why they're shooting or what they're shooting at.
Right.
So it just feels like, gunfire and cars. And there's things that I've been told happened and things that you remember happened. It was really quite, and then there's other people that just froze, that you just kind of need to grab. And
the universal thing I've always heard about anyone who has been around gunfire is that it's gunfire immediately, even if you haven't served in the Army or have had no experience with guns, that when you hear gunfire, there's no mistaking it for anything else.
That was my experience. Yeah, you kind of knew right away that there was, you just know that's not fireworks as much as you want to know, hope that's fireworks. And then the sound of the engine and it just kept coming. And then it was the strangest thing. Next thing I know, I was with a couple others, just behind this car. The weirdest thing to be in your Raylan wardrobe.
I know.
Standing behind this car.
Were you wearing were you wearing a gun, a fake gun?
Yeah, yeah.
See, that's the part of this that's crazy is you're playing Raylan Givens and you're wearing a gun, but it's all for play acting, and then a real gunfight breaks out.
Yeah, and there's these moments because like when these things happen, everything, it's that cliche, everything feels like slow, all the beats are very distinct. And I do remember, I don't remember, I was told I grabbed a PA and threw her out of the way.
Or used her as a shield. Which one?
Well, my gut
I've heard it both ways.
So, wonderful PA, Ashley, and the reason I know her name now is because I was like, well, I apparently saved her life, so I should learn her name. I don't usually know the PA's names. I think what happened is I grabbed her by the arm and I said, babe, I ordered a protein shake like a half hour ago. and then I was like, oh shit, someone's shooting at us. And then I threw her down, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like a shield. But I remember crouching down behind the car and you can't help it. I'm looking because I want to see, so I'm doing that thing where I'm looking around the corner. I'm like, this is just like the show. This is so weird. I'm like, what are you doing? But I'm like, I think it's okay. Anyway, and I saw the first car goes right by us. I can hear the bullets hitting the thing off the back of the car.
Because the car behind it is shooting at the car in the front.
This is when things started to become clearer.
Yeah.
And then the second car goes by, this muscle car, and those Dodge Chargers all tinted out. And there's a guy shooting a pistol out the window that's clearly been modified because it's like, pop, 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 right?
Right.
And the other guy's out the sunroof with a little machine gun. And he's shooting a machine gun. And those guys go by at like 100 miles an hour. And I guess at some point, I can't remember, I had this moment like, well, okay, they're shooting at that guy, so that's all right. They're not shooting at us. And then a third car went by. And the crazy thing is then they kind of continued around the neighborhood and you felt like they were coming back and people were running into it was just.
There's no law enforcement coming in at any point?
I feel like we were a little understaffed.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
We had, what's crazy about that situation.
You sent 3 interns over to arrest them.
I'm telling you, we had one kid. Listen, I'm telling you.
Steve, Ashley, get over there. Cuff
I know,
him.
right? These moments. We had one kid, Ben, God bless him, another PA, who was a friend of my wife's family, who was like looking for a summer job. He was a film student. He was at the first corner like one of those, you put PAs down there and said, oh, if anybody walks down here, tell them not to walk down here because we're shooting.
Right.
And turns out God bless him, when the cars came around, he dove behind a car. His bus stop that he was sitting in just completely shattered. Like that kid would have been dead if he hadn't dove. And then a cop, we had a cop at one side, we had a cop at the other, and that guy I ran into like a week later, and I remember talking to him, like, because it went on for a while longer. The cars drove for a little longer, and you just kept hearing gunfire because people started moving into the park and stuff. It took forever. It was just frightening, and it's just such a weird thing because you're just sitting there and there's so much gunfire. It was like 100 rounds. You think, I assume one's going to hit me eventually. You're just kind of waiting for that moment. It was just so bizarre. And that's when I thought I should call my agent and tell him to call my kids and tell them I love them.
Did you you go through an experience like that? Did you learn anything from that other than?
Yeah. No, it was really, I'll tell you a couple of things. One, I remember I was walking down streets of Chicago, and this guy came out and said, hey, he goes, Tim, I was the cop that was there that night on the corner. And you invariably, with whether it was him or whether it was the crew, there's this thing where the next couple days, next week or so, did you experience what I experienced? There's a lot of that.
Right.
What tell me, and
tell me what you felt like when that happened, and how did you experience it?
Talking to law enforcement was really helpful, because I was like, okay, I thought it was crazy. Did you think it was? He goes, that was a war zone. That was crazy.
Right.
And he's like, yeah, I got home that night and I realized I had a bullet hole in my shirt. And I was like, what are you talking about? And he's like, yeah, my shirt. I realized later a bullet went through right by his bicep.
But missed him completely, just went through the shirt.
Yep. I mean, Jesus. He had a vest on, bulletproof vest on, but yeah, he said, oh, that's one of the closer calls I've ever had. Yeah, he said in those situations, he's like, they're like us. They're just going to take cover. You're not going to return fire. These guys are shooting at each other. They got machine guns. He's like, if I engage in any way, it's just a mess. It just becomes a bigger mess.
No,
it was fucked up. It was definitely crazy. And then there was the, like that thing where you're like, people will say, oh, you seemed real chill. You seemed really cool. You kept it all together. And I was like, that's funny, because that's not the way I remembered it,
Yeah.
Yeah. The next day was more emotional. It was like 24 hours later when we were like saying, okay, we're not going to, I was supposed to shoot the next night, and again in another bad part of town. And I remember thinking, I don't want to go to work. I was like, I'm not sure I want to drive down to the 90s and shoot again. And I called the producers and I said, I feel like I should speak up, because I don't want to shoot, and I'm assuming the crew doesn't want to shoot. Should we be everybody taking a beat? And that was the more emotional day, when you realized, when they came back and said, yeah, I think you're right. I think we need to shut down. That's when all of a sudden you're like, okay, now there's like tears coming down my face, because you realize, oh no, so it really was fucked up.
Yeah.
That, you know what I mean? Like if we all went back to work, maybe we could have, in a very unhealthy way, suppressed how crazy that evening was.
Yeah, you all had PTSD. You needed to.
Oh my God. And then every time you'd hear, I really don't like those cars, but boy, they just really ruined it for me.
You don't like the Dodge Charger? That's a fantastic car.
Wait a minute, are we cutting to a Dodge Charger commercial?
No, not at all.
Oh,
we're not getting paid by them, but I think the Dodge Charger, or for my money, the Challenger, are classic muscle cars. I'll take a late '60s version, but I think the new models new models are incredible.
So look at your comedy mind.
What are you talking about?
Just going into a bit.
I didn't mean to. I was trying to be emotionally available, and then I remembered who I was. It just fell apart. Do you ever wear Conan merchandise around? Wouldn't hurt to help out a friend, would it?
I have the mug. I just don't carry it around enough.
You're supposed to carry it. I told you to carry it.
Yeah. Did you guys give out T-shirts? I just know I got the popcorn.
I don't know that we ever gave out T-shirts. I don't know why we gave out popcorn. At the talk show, we gave out popcorn for years. I don't know why.
Yeah,
I don't
by
know.
The way, that's a Chicago thing. I called you from. I sent. Yeah,
Yeah.
because they got that. That's a Chicago. Why did you do that popcorn?
Listen. I was at the very top of the power structure.
Yeah.
I wasn't aware of all the decisions that were being made during the talk show. So
Wait a minute.
I never signed off on giving away Chicago cheese popcorn. That was not a decision I made. I was, again...
Did you not get into the swag of... Did you not get into the hats and the T-shirt and all that jazz?
I think...
Because I was just thinking today.
No, I didn't.
Literally today, because I did a talk show the other day, and the hats is like, I'm never going to wear this hat. Like, does nobody have a cool hat?
I know. It's a problem.
What is with that?
It's
all
a problem.
the hats look like you're going to spend, like you're getting ready to go to Martha's Vineyard.
Right.
But why doesn't anyone have hats that look like, oh, that's like a cool hat?
It's very hard to do. It's very hard to crack.
What do you mean it's really hard to do?
I don't want to get into all the specifics,
right?
But let's just say that it's very difficult for late night shows to get good merchandising. It just is.
When I do
and I think it's a terrible problem that this country needs to address.
Well, I'm here to change it because I'm going to do a talk show. I've been wanting to do a talk show since I was in my 20s, but now it's not about me. It's about the hats.
You would have a great hat.
I would have a great hat.
You know what you'd have? You'd have
What?
a Justified hat. You'd have a Raylan Givens hat that said the name of your talk show on it. Because you look killer in that hat. That's part of the character.
I'm giving the guests cowboy hats?
Yes. Very expensive cowboy hats. And within weeks, your show will be in the red. You'll be hemorrhaging money. Because
So the guests come on. It's a whole fantasy here. We book you on the show.
Yep.
We just need to take your head measurement.
Yeah,
to
before
prepare you.
Or do it two ways. You either get the head measurements or you buy the hats and then book for the hat sizes that you can get. So, we've got a 7 1/4. Let's look out who's a 7 1/4. John C. Reilly. John C. Reilly, let's book him on the show. Is he plugging anything? No, he's not. We'll get him in here because his head is going to fit the hat we have.
Smart.
I've thought about all this stuff most of my life.
And yet you didn't have good swag on your show. We've already established that. You've thought about it. You've done nothing about it. I'm staring at a mug right now. It just occurs to me, Conan O'Brien needs a friend. By the way, it's kind of a funny T-shirt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It is a funny T-shirt, yeah. I don't recommend you drinking out of that mug. I'll just tell you that much.
What if it said, I like Conan O'Brien needs a friend? This should be a better T-shirt. And on the back, it says, no, seriously.
You keep looking over your shoulder.
Just want to see if it went over.
At the peanut gallery.
I don't trust your laugh. You're just you're a very generous laugher.
I don't think
I just had
am.
to turn around to say, was that actually, you know what I mean?
I think your insecurities eat away at you. This might make you a better actor, but you have deep insecurities. And like a knife whittles a piece of wood, your insecurities pare away at your soul, sharpening it. And I think anything I can do to trigger those insecurities makes you a better artist. That's my theory.
Okay. Hi, my name is Timothy Oliphant, and I feel splendiferous about being Conan O'Brien's
It's
friend.
not a word. Doesn't exist. You know, let me tell you something.
First of all,
oh yeah,
and this is a compliment to you.
Yeah, when people say that, it never is. Like your face isn't as
That is
wide
a
as it
word,
is
right?
tall.
That is a word, right?
What?
Splendiferous.
Is it? I don't think so.
Is it
no.
a word?
I doubt it.
Hold on, motherfuckers.
Okay,
because the only reason I know this word is because Elvis Costello said it about this. That was his answer.
Yeah, but that's Elvis
Which means
Costello.
you weren't listening.
No, but I'm not going to correct.
It's all a blur to you, isn't it?
I'm not going to correct Elvis Costello.
Oh, but me.
Yes, you, because you and I have beef that goes back a long way.
That's true.
The last time you were on the podcast, you were disrespectful. You disrespected not just me, but the whole form of podcast.
I remember it differently. Memory is not a reliable narrator. If
you did random ads yourself for, I believe, made-up products just to try and get money.
Keep it up. I'll break them out now.
No, please. I forget. One of them was a tennis.
Brush your teeth.
I do brush my teeth.
How about those quips?
They're just going to send you a free quip. You're not going to get any cash.
I realized this morning I could use one.
Those are handy.
Yeah, I don't remember what happened on the podcast. First of all, let me say thank you for having me back.
Of course.
Thank you for having me on the first time. Yeah. I'm sorry it didn't go well.
What are you talking about?
I think my own brother called me and said, I learned nothing and way too much. That was his
I will tell
response
you,
to our first go around.
Okay. I'll tell you this, and Adam Sachs, you can weigh in. I believe, I'm quite certain, that your podcast, your first podcast, one of the most beloved by fans.
Universally, every so often online, every few months, there's a message board that's like, list your favorite Conaf episodes. Every single time there's a list made, yours is in the top 5.
Well, I thank you both for telling me that. And let me just special message to those people. Prepare to be disappointed.
No.
Go ahead, Conan. Hit me with your first question. What do you want to know?
I want to know.
I texted you the other day, and I really want to. This is important, and for the listeners.
Yeah.
I want this to be more about you and your performance. This is not about me right now.
Okay.
So ask good questions.
Okay.
Because you know what I mean?
You did text me yesterday and said, please ask me good questions.
You threw the first shot by saying we would meet up later for drinks or dinner and that it would be fresh, the podcast would be fresh in your mind and you would judge me.
Yeah, I'll judge you on your performance.
How's it going so far?
We're at a solid C-.
What?
Let me tell you something. This thing is killing it already. I can just tell.
You feel it, right? There's an energy.
No, that's an aneurysm. I don't. I'm first of all, you're a delightful fellow, and we are friends in real life. Mm-hmm. So much so that I have this guy that works for me who's well known to my fans, Jordan Schlansky, and I taped a segment with him recently. And we put it out on the internet, and he has this moment where he's just furious with me that I didn't keep him employed after we fully employed. I pay him half salary because there was nothing to do when the late night talk show stopped until we start the next project. And he's furious that he's only getting half the money to do nothing. And I start to defend myself, and he says, "What are you doing anyway?" And then he says to me with this contemptuous sneer, "You have your dinners with Timothy Oliphant." And I swear to God, I've been hearing from so many people who love that line. That's what's in. I mean, Jordan is jealous, deeply, deeply jealous of our friendship. You know that.
Well, I know it now.
And I think a lot of people
I sat through patiently while you told that story, and now I know.
Did that go on a little long?
We all sat... I don't know. Ask the listeners. Is there a chat board somewhere?
No, we can't afford that.
How have you been?
We're going to do this for real. Okay.
I haven't seen you in a while. Well, we haven't talked in a while.
You were busy. You were shooting projects. You were in Wales, I believe, for a while.
I was.
What?
I was in Wales. I found myself in Wales.
Were you not in Wales?
No, I was in Wales.
Okay. You were in Wales shooting some project.
You know, the kids have left what they commonly referred to as empty nesters. That's what we are. And so now, I just turn to my wife and say, "Hey, you want to go to Wales?" And then I say, "All right, I'll take it. I'll take the job."
You'll take the job.
Yeah, if she's up for going. Wales is lovely.
Your wife, beautiful.
Let me tell you about Wales.
Oh, okay. I was about to say something nice about your wife, but you cut me off to talk about Wales.
Well, you took so much time with that last story. I feel like people
It was
need
not
a break.
A story. That wasn't a story. I was relating to you how you have impacted my life recently in a Jordan remote. So I didn't think that was a waste
When
of time.
you're in Los Angeles, you feel like Los Angeles is the center of the world. And when you're in New York, you feel like New York is the center of the world. And when you're in Wales, you're like London is the center of the world.
Not a lot going on there?
You know what, though? Good people. Good people, fun to hang out and get drunk with.
Yeah.
And then get in fights. It's a lot like my childhood. Modesto and Wales, they have more in common than you'd think.
Yeah. Modesto, pretty tough place to grow up.
The mean streets of Modesto.
Yeah.
I grew up on a mayonnaise farm.
Good crop this year, huh? I love that mayonnaise baking out there in the sun on the old mayonnaise farm.
You betcha.
Tim,
Yeah. What else you want?
I'm going to tell you something.
What do you got?
I can't relate to you because Liza and I are not empty nesters yet. You are because you and Alexis had children when you were still in your 20s. You had your kids.
That's kind of you to say, but that's not. I think we were 30.
I think you were in your 20s.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you something else.
Mm-hmm.
I have a very different scenario. My children were born when I was in my 60s.
Yeah.
And as a result, and now they're in their 40s.
Yeah.
Do the math. I'm
crazy.
just saying, you're such a young, free guy.
Yeah.
And you've got these very cool kids who are adults now.
They're young adult. Yeah, that's what I'd call them. And I got to be honest with you, because I thought throughout their childhood, I thought we had a good chance they'd grow up to be average. And
you told them that often, right?
Yeah. You know,
that's a good thing to tell a kid.
Put a lot of pressure on them.
Just before you turn out the light.
I was like, honey, I think you got a good shot at just growing up to be average. And you could move to Canada and have a nice life.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
What's wrong with average?
Exactly. That's what I told him.
Yeah.
And but I gotta say, I feel like they might be above average. I'm enjoying them. You know what I mean? Now that now that they're a little older, I'm impressed. And I say to my wife, I said, "You did a good job. Thanks for raising those kids."
Yeah. Where were you the whole time?
Show business. You know what I mean?
Well,
I had to go act and and take naps in my trailer. I took a lot of jobs for the nap time.
Did you bring your family to set much on? You know, I mean, first of all, you can't have kids around on the Deadwood set. Every other word is motherfucker and cocksucker. Right. You can't have kids around.
They came out once. I've told this story, but they came out once. Mm-hmm. They were quite young when we did that show. Once that I remember, and ran around and one day I was about to head off to work. It was breakfast. You know, they were all sitting around, and I was like, I gotta go fucking work. You know, and then I thought, I don't want to place this burden on them. You know, that hate going to my job. So I stopped, like it was a teachable moment, and said, actually, guys, I really do enjoy my job. You know, it's sometimes it's hard to leave, right? But I love my job. Mm-hmm. And I said, taking him a step further, I said, you know what I love about my job? And my son goes, the mud.
There's a lot of mud in Deadwood.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
I said, yep. I just tried to press forward, by the way. I thought, no, yes, but also. And my daughter says, the horses? And I said, that's it. I'm leaving. The mud and the horses.
Pretty sweet gig, though.
They kind of get it. I guess that in a way they're right.
You know what I'm noticing about
average,
you?
How are your kids doing?
No, you don't. Listen, I had a whole thing in mind. I have all these questions.
Oh, do you?
And I haven't seen my kids in years. There's various reasons for that.
But you have your agent call once a week, tell them you love them.
Well, actually, no. My manager calls. My manager then checks in with the kids, calls my agent, who calls my business manager.
There it is.
Who then calls the accountant.
Yeah.
And then I'm told that the children are well. They're nourished, and they think well of their father.
That's nice. And so, and the lie gets relayed back to you by who?
Well, naturally, that would be the agent and the manager. They're the ones that really lie.
This is Tim Oliphant on Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend. And fall is here, the bell, which might be the best thing about this podcast. Don't tell Conan I said that. But that I'm a big fan of that Jack White song.
Oh, yeah.
Technically, that's a White Stripes song.
I'm not sure. Yeah, it probably is.
I'm going to say if only we had little devices in our pockets where we could look that up. I'm a fan of the White Stripes and the Jack White and the Conan O'Brien.
Yeah.
He doesn't, I mean, he might need more friends.
That's why he started the podcast.
That's what it says. That's a way in.
Yeah, it is a way in.
It's just a way in.
But the premise was that he has these friends that he sees in like Hollywood friends that he sees in a professional setting, but rarely does he socialize with them outside of the professional setting. Like rarely does he get dinner with them, hang out in a real social way. But I think you're an exception to the sort of premise of the show.
You know what? You might be right. And it's, as you say it, I actually don't know. I feel like he's more social than does he? I feel like he gets out more often than we. He's very well liked.
He is.
And I've been to his home and when he's had people over and people love him. I think it's a gimmick.
Yeah, it's a gimmick.
I think it is a gimmick.
But the theme song works really well with the.
But the theme song reads really well, and you got to come up with something. Here's the point. This is I've listened to the show when he's had very, very special guests, people that mean a lot to him, and he just does away with the intro.
Yeah, like a former first lady, Michelle Obama, something like that. He won't do the intro.
Did he? And even speaking of Mr. White, did he do an intro on White? I think he just went right into the show.
That's possible too.
It's possible.
Yeah. Oh, it's special guests, and also if it goes really long, sometimes we'll say let's just skip the intro altogether.
Okay, I did one of those two things. I'm one of those two. I went long, but I'm not. So yeah, because I asked him about the intro. That's like a 10-minute intro.
Yeah, usually 5 to 10 minutes.
5-10 minutes.
Yeah, but you are a really special guest. You were one of the first guests. I think you came on a few months after the show launched.
Okay.
And there has been a clamoring to get you back, and it took a long time.
That's so nice to hear. I mean, genuinely, none of it makes sense to me.
It's true. I think you were the first guest to come in and sort of like break the rules a little bit and create a little bit of chaos.
But here's the deal. I was thinking today that as much as I've enjoyed the podcast, the preamble, I've decided that perhaps there should be a preamble before the intro to the intro. Mm-hmm. That's what this is right now.
We have none of the actual hosts of the show.
That's my point.
I'm not really a part of the show either.
I know. So this is if this makes it on the, what do we call this?
On the podcast.
On the podcast. I was about to say it makes it on the air.
Yeah. Well, this will air on the radio
just an old person.
Yeah. Well, we'll see, because Gourley's not here.
He will receive
this. Gourley will receive this audio, and he'll have to figure out what to make of it. And
really?
What to do with it? Yeah.
So that's who we're right now.
Yeah, we're gonna send this to Matt Gourley.
This is like an audition.
Yeah.
I'm auditioning for something.
Yeah.
Oh,
so you can speak directly to Gourley.
Oh, okay. Hey, bud.
Hey, Tim.
There you go. It's good to see you. Thanks for being here.
Oh, it's great to be here at a later date in a different place.
I appreciate you being here for me.
He is a super fan of yours too. He and I talk about
that. Doesn't make up for the fact that he's not here.
No, it doesn't.
No.
In fact, it makes it even a little more.
It's hurtful.
A little more hurtful.
Why isn't he here? Is it a budget thing?
Yeah, it's a budget
Is that what
thing.
Conan's having a meeting?
Yeah.
Conan had a meeting with Sirius. They wouldn't fly the other two out, huh?
They're coming out, but they're coming out Wednesday. We've got these shows at the end of the week.
That's right. And then that's the other thing he mentioned. Something about what's he doing at the Beacon?
Yeah, he's doing a live show, 2 live shows, Thursday and Friday night.
Really?
Live podcasts.
Who's on the live podcast?
We can say it now because this will air after they happen, but Stephen Colbert and Tracy Morgan.
I bet that'll be good. I'm gonna guess. Really I'm gonna guess they went over really well.
I think we'll see, but I'm confident. They're good guests. They're home run guests.
That's good. Live guests at the Beacon, and they're gonna do the thing.
Yeah.
All right. I feel like this is not gonna go over.
Gourley might just cut it out completely.
You might have to cut it out completely because it feels like I should have to say something like an anecdote to O'Brien.
Yeah.
Let me tell you about O'Brien. First of all, I'll tell you my history of Conan O'Brien. Way back when in the 90s when he was doing his show here in New York, I went on his show as a guest. He doesn't remember that. I barely remember it. I was so nervous. It was the most nerve-wracking thing. I remember going out there. I remember his lips moving, and then I was like, I just was like, okay, I'm going to continue with my story.
Was it one of your first late night
It was my very first late night talk show appearance. And it was so nerve-wracking. And I have to confess, I was such a fan, and am such a fan, of a great talk show and a great talk show appearance. And I was just, the whole thing was, I think I was almost late. It was like breaking out. I was nervous as all get out. It was like late 90s, not even that young. And I did not do another talk show for years after that, because I was like, nope, I'm not ready. And then, anyway, so then I think maybe it might have been close to 10 years before I went on his show out in LA. And I just had a ball.
It's crazy to hear, because you seem like such a natural doing it. And so relaxed, actually, from a viewer's perspective. You seem so natural.
I appreciate you saying so. I tell you, the whole thing, everything about show business early on was just confusing and nerve-wracking, and just like, just a nightmare. I remember the first and only time I went on Letterman, and it was like just a year or so before he retired, as I remember. And I remember being in my house, and I was looking at great Letterman guests. Like, I was looking at all these guests, just that thing of trying to remind myself, like, what makes him laugh. Just trying to think about what makes a great appearance on Letterman. So I'm watching all the usuals, and my wife comes in and says, "What are you doing?" And I say, "Oh, I'm just watching clips from great Letterman guests." And she looks over my shoulder, and she's like, "That's like Martin Short." And I was like, "Yeah, he's a really, And then it's like, that's like Bill Murray. And I'm like, "Yeah, exactly." She goes, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "When those people come on his show, he's super excited." And she's like, "He doesn't give a shit about you."
Oh, man.
Like, he doesn't. This is true. It's turning into a Letterman story. Conan can't get enough of Letterman stories. He'll appreciate that. I'm starting this podcast with a Letterman story. And I realize she's so right. I realize I'm preparing, like, I'm looking at these guys and what they're doing and how he's reacting. And then she's like, "Yeah, but she's totally right." So I think to myself, okay, she's got a point here, So I Googled, I thought of an actor who was in a similar spot. This was, I think, first or second season of Justified. We'd just come out. I think we'd done a season. And so I looked up actors that I thought were more or less in my position, at that time, or looked up them when they were at that position. Like John Hamm, God bless him, good dude, like right when Mad Men came out.
Yeah.
Like, okay, like that's a similar spot. I watched clips of those actors on Letterman, and he did not give a shit. And I was like, "Oh my God, she's so right." And
that was probably a little bit of a relief, though, to see.
I don't know if it was a relief, but it was certainly of value. What you don't prepare for, that first moment when he's just like, "My next guest is so-and-so," and he has no idea who that person is, You just immediately are going to the like, and I think maybe there was something similar like that when going on the talk show the first time, going on O'Brien, which was like, you imagine you think of your anecdotes and they're funny and whatever, right. And then you just don't realize that first moment when you just like walk out there and it's like every show business experience I ever had, when you're like, I remember going on my first set and just like, what's all this colored tape on the ground? Like I just didn't know what any of those things were.
What do you think made it easier? Is it just the reps? Is it just doing it multiple times, or getting more comfortable in your own skin as a actor and someone being interviewed?
There's something to be said about not giving a shit. If you can get yourself to a place where it's all just a joke. And then there's the other thing, which is don't tell Conan. He's really good at what he does.
Yeah.
So he is exceptionally good at what he does, and he just makes it look easy. He carries you at times. He fills in areas and just makes it so smooth. I mean, so many times I realize it's like a sleight of hand. He makes me come off really well. Yeah, so he's really good. You know, he may not have a lot of friends, but he's gotten really good at what he does. And I think that's, if nothing else, that's the takeaway here.
Should we go to the intro?
Oh, now what I'd like to do is go from this intro to his intro.
Okay. All right, sounds great.
See you later, everybody.
I've always been a little obsessed with the movie Face Off, and recently I watched it again.
Oh, wow.
I watched it again, and we showed it to my son, and he was like, oh my God, this is Face Off, Nicolas Cage, John Travolta. You have in your book this insane story, and you have a very intimate connection to the movie Face Off.
Yes, my first orgasm.
Because of the movie or just
not because of it's
Okay.
circumstantial. You know how like sometimes you're hooking up with somebody and that's in the back, like a movie's in the background.
Face Off is always on.
It's not.
Wait, were you, it was on TV?
No, it was in a movie theater.
Oh, for Christ's
It
sake.
was in a movie theater.
You broke Conan.
You're in the theater.
I'm
Okay.
in the theater, and it was barely anybody there. It was the last show of the night, and it was like nobody in there. And I was on a date. Me and this guy were at the back of the theater, and we're making out and stuff. And then he starts, fiddling around, little fiddly diddly dee, little fiddly
diddly dee.
little fiddly diddly dee,
Fiddly diddly dee. If you kids out there are listening, that's a little nursery rhyme for you.
And now I should like to perform Fiddly Diddly Dee on you.
So, okay, and then...
I'm enjoying it, eyes closed, and then I'm feeling this like crazy sensation through my body, and I open my eyes, and it's like Nicolas Cage eyes is looking into my eyes.
Oh,
yes, like
wow.
this, like, and I'm like, and
whoa! So you have your first orgasm and you're looking at a giant Nicolas Cage face.
That's complicated.
yes, and eyeballs, the most beautiful eyes I've ever seen.
But it's
And
actually
then-
John Travolta who you're looking at. That's the weird thing, right?
Okay, don't take us
I'm
down
just
that.
saying.
No.
Not in that part of the
Okay,
movie.
okay.
Jesus Christ. You're...
Just going by the legend of the film, which I think is important.
Yeah, sure. That's what we're all focusing on right now.
Important.
Okay, so...
Maybe it's John Travolta's face
Yeah.
and it's Nicolas Cage. Whatever it was
Two
his.
for one.
It's definitely his
Man, I
eyeballs.
have got to get
because
us out of this side alley
cut
and back
to-
onto the highway with
cut
this...
to many years later. Okay,
here we go.
many years later. I'm shooting a movie with Nicolas Cage,
Oh, my God.
and it's during pandemic, and so he's wearing his mask, and all I'm seeing is those eyes.
Oh, wow.
Okay, and I know my lines, I know my stuff, but I am so like my brain is going back to that moment.
Sure.
I'm remembering all of that moment, and I need to be focused on right now. And I was having the hardest time focusing on right now because oh man, those are the eyes. Those are the eyes we saw. And it's like, stop it, body, stop it, mind. Like, focus on this. They're paying us millions of dollars to be here right now, and I'm like having the hardest time. And then I just had to tell him, and I felt
You
like
told him.
I was like, this is probably the most inappropriate thing. Like, it was no way for me to I couldn't function. I couldn't communicate. I couldn't do my job. And I was just like, yo, I got to tell you something. It's very inappropriate. I probably shouldn't tell you at all, but I'm not going to be able to do my job if I don't tell you. And you might be offended by it. I don't know, but I got to tell you. And so he was like, all right, Tara, what's going on?
Oh, yeah.
Come on. And I tell him the story, and he burst out laughing. And he was like, you know what's crazy is my first wife, she saw me in the movie, and she said, that's going to be my husband one day. And we ended up getting married. I said, well, I'm going to tell you right now, ain't no fiddling no beans over here, ain't no fiddly diddly over here. Okay? That's not going to be happening over here, but I just needed to tell you that so that I could do my freaking job. And then once I was able to get that off my chest, it was like, okay, now we can get to work. And we became friends. Like, we became friends, and it's so funny because all the other cast members like, how'd you get him he talks to you all the time. He's so cool with you. He doesn't talk to us. And, like, he would give me money advice and tell me about, like, this is the ups and downs of the business and this and that and all these different things. I met his fiance at the time. We talked on the phone. I speak Japanese, so I was able to talk to her a little bit. And so, like, we became, like, really cool. And everybody's like, how'd you do it? What did you say to him? I was like, I just told him a story about my experience, and we've been cool ever since. And like, he's mean. I'm like, he's not mean. He is a nice person. He is a cool person. They're like, well, that's not what we're experiencing. I'm like, well, you don't have no good stories to tell.
I'm making a mental note when I see Nicolas Cage, and I will. I'm telling him I had my first orgasm.
Everyone
when
should
I saw
bombard him.
Yeah,
with that.
and then he and I will be best friends. He'll give me all this incredible advice. You are so frank about sex and its role in your life, and it amazes me that when you were growing up, your mom did a lot
to prevent it.
To actively discourage you from having anything to do with the opposite sex. And she told you some intensely crazy stuff.
Yeah, very crazy. She told me that, like, okay, so we was watching this soap opera, right? And on the soap opera, the girl's in the bed with the man and stuff. And I'm like, what are they doing? What are they doing? She said, oh, that's what you do to make a baby. I said, oh, I'm going to do that. She's like, no, you're not. Not till you're 21. I'm like, well, why? And she said, well, you know, you have to get your vaccine first. First, you got to get vaccinated. I was like, what do you mean? She said, you got to get the shot. I was like, what shot? She said, look, boys have this stuff. She said they got enzymes in their mouth, right? And if you kiss a boy, that the enzymes in their mouth, if you don't have your vaccine, it's going to eat your face up, right? And you're going to die within 24 hours, right? And they got this stuff that shoots out their pee-pee that look like snot. And if that gets inside your baby carriage, then it's going to, like, eat your insides. It's going to kill your baby carriage. Your legs going to fall off, all this bad stuff, and you're going to die in 3 days. And so
it's like The Ring, you know.
Yes.
It's would be a great scary movie. Scary movie.
Yeah.
And so I went to school, and my friend Amber was kissing this boy, and I was crying. I was like, "Oh my God, you're gonna die! You're gonna die!
Oh my God,
die! Oh my God, you're gonna die!" And she's like, Amber's like, "What is wrong with you?" You know, like, and I'm giving you the abbreviated version. In the book, it's much more, you know, detailed. But I get home and I'm crying, and my mom's like, "What you crying about?" And I'm like, "Amber was kissing this boy, and she gonna die. Oh, so sad, she gonna die." She was like, she is not gonna die. See, her parents knew she was gonna be a hoe, so they got the shot for her early. She got the shot early. She got vaccinated early because they knew she was gonna be a hoe. So for years.
Are you a hoe? If so, we have a medication for you.
So for years, I was under the impression that all these, like, I would see these girls kissing boys at school and stuff, and I'm like, she a hoe, that's a hoe, they a hoe. Like, you know, they not 21 yet, they not vaccinated, or she probably got the shot early. Her parents knew she was gonna be a hoe, and I used to say little stuff like that, like, your family knew you was a hoe. Like, you know, just say little stuff like that. And when we got in health class, and they're talking about all the different STDs you can get, and then I'm like, excuse me, what about the
enzymes in the mouth,
the baby carriage?
Yeah.
And then you know, the teacher tells me to explain this, and I explained it, and everybody in the class busted up laughing. And he's like, Tiffany, I think you need to talk to your mom again. I think you need to talk to, you know, you need to have a conversation, because this is not, you know, because I was like, what about the sperm disease? What about that? What about the sperm disease? And it was, you know, and he didn't like tell me I was wrong, but he said you should talk to your parents, right? So I couldn't really talk to my mom at that point because she done had the accident and all this stuff done happened. Right. So, you know, I mentioned it to my social worker. The social worker's like, well, I don't know if that's correct, but I like the way she's, it's interesting. Okay. You
right.
know, like,
she kind of appreciated where it's coming from.
Right.
It's coming from a place of caution.
Yeah, a place of caution. But once I found out, like, that's not a thing, then I was like, oh, okay. And then I was trying to kiss boys and trying to, you know, get in there.
Yeah.
Get it in.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Because I didn't want to die of no man in vagina. No man in my vagina. I want to have an experience before I die.
I didn't realize that was a fatal disease. No manangina? Wow.
Yeah, because it was people at school getting meningitis. That's for like making out with people or whatever, you know? And I was like, well, I don't want to die of no manangina.
You know, you had some people tell you early on when you were doing stand-up maybe not so much sex talk.
Yeah.
And then you got some good advice.
Yes.
From
Bob Saget.
Bob Saget.
Yes. Who told me, that was like the first white man, probably one of the few white men that was like, be who you are. Be yourself. Don't listen to everybody. If you feel comfortable doing it, do that. Fuck them. Do what feels right for you.
Yeah.
And that was a huge, that was like my big brother. I love him very much. It's like a big brother to me. And, the fact that he told me to be myself, like, so used to people trying to tell me to be different, be something else, like, and for him to say, like, this is Full House Dad. Like, he's telling me, be who you are. Fuck them. Talk about what you want to talk about, and do you. It'll pay off in the long run. Hi, my name is Tiffany Haddish, and I feel exuberated about being Conan O'Brien's friend.
I feel exuberated now too, but you have a problem with my skin. You walked in
like
the
I don't
door.
Have first of all,
did.
I don't have a problem with your skin. Okay, I love your skin color. You are multicolored. Okay, it's beautiful, beautiful colors. You are the color of every human on this planet. Okay, you got all the colors. I'm just concerned about how dry your skin is. It looks like I could scratch the side of your hand and skin would just flake off.
Yeah.
And that tells me you don't have lotion in your bathroom.
Mm-hmm. No, we don't have lotion.
You need moisturizer.
And my wife moisturizes all the time, and I won't do it. It's just not in my nature to moisturize. I have got the driest. I've got like chicken claws right here.
I bet when you touch her, it feels like just a cat's tongue all over her body.
Oh, it does.
Tiffany, it's been so long that I can't remember. No, she keeps me away because every now and then I'm feeling a little randy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, Liza. And I put up these claws and it's over, right?
Yeah, she's like,
not get
don't touch me.
Yeah, don't touch me.
But see, you put the soap right there next to this faucet, and right next to that soap, there should be some hand lotion.
Okay, we got
So you
Adam,
wash your hands.
Can we get on this, please?
And a little bit of hand lotion, and then that way you'll be moisturized, and she'll want you to touch her.
Okay.
I don't
I
think
that ought to do it.
I was going to say it's
Tiffany,
a lot more than lotion.
there are other barriers,
And with
too.
all these multicolors of skin that you have, you need to preserve it as best as possible.
You are the United Colors of
what's
Benetton.
so-
You are every human, bro.
You know what's so funny? We did a travel show, and I went to Haiti. Remember this? I went to Haiti, and all these beautiful children in Haiti, and afterwards, they would have been like about, 10, 11, and I was wearing a short sleeve shirt, and afterwards they gather around, and they're all looking at my arm, all the freckles, and they were looking at me, and they looked up at me like, are you going to be okay?
They probably were amazed. Like, he's a kaleidoscope of colors. He's everything.
He's so many things. How are you, by the way?
I'm pretty damn good. I'm really happy.
Yeah,
I'm
great.
good.
You look beautiful.
Thank you. I washed today and moisturized and put on some paint. I painted myself for you today.
Well, I did not moisturize, as you can tell.
Yeah, I try to be cute for you, man. You're my friend.
Oh, thank you so much.
Even though you don't call me or come to any of my events, and I don't have your phone number, but it's cool.
Well, I do call. Your
me.
Your people told me to stop calling.
You haven't called me, though.
Oh, well, you're hard to get to.
But I thought I gave you my number the last time I saw you.
I don't think you did. You did not. You did not give me digits, because I always text with people that give me digits. And you did not give me digits. And I think you started to. And then you saw a pile of dry skin around my feet. And then it was 555 555 5555. First of all, I want to congratulate you on your book, I Curse You with Joy.
Mm-hmm.
How long have you been working on this book for?
I've been working on the book for about,
I mean, it's your life. It's your life.
Yeah, I've been working on it for 44 years.
Yeah.
But consider actually working on the book, actively working on it, it's been 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been 3 years.
You, some people write a book and you think, okay, some stuff's happened in their life. You write a book and I feel like everything's happened in your life.
No, not everything. I haven't, money hasn't been, dropped upon me, raining.
Okay, well, that's...
hundreds of dollars just raining on me. And I'm just I haven't, swam, Scrooge McDuck in coins. I haven't...
Okay, that's coming. That's coming.
That's
but
the
I love
goal.
that you said, I want to be bathed in hundreds of dollars. You've got to aim higher than hundreds of dollars.
I mean, we could do that today.
Hundreds.
Yeah.
That would be
go
nice.
out, get $300.
But
I'll be right
in
back.
$1
bills.
Make it rain.
Make it rain.
Yeah.
I mean, there's obviously some dark stuff. There's so much funny stuff in your book. And just the fact, it really is a testament to like, you're here, you are so funny, and it's kind of a gift that you're letting people see how you got to this point.
Yeah, well, you know, I feel like there's no manual on how to be a star, right? Which I wish there was, like a proper etiquette on how to do interviews, proper etiquette on how to behave at award shows, or how to behave at this thing or that event. Like, there's no like rule book. So it's like, okay, I'm just going to be me. And this is my way of saying, like, these are the ups and downs of what I've experienced. And I've learned some valuable lessons, and some of them were hard, but here's the funny in it. Like, here's the joy in it.
You proved this thing that I've always thought about, which is if you have a certain ability, it's going to hit you one way or the other, no matter what you're immersed in. I didn't know that you were a Jehovah's Witness.
I wasn't baptized. I wasn't actually,
baptism,
but I was around it.
You were around it.
I wasn't inducted. I didn't have like a blood card or nothing, but definitely.
Well, as
there.
someone with a blood card, I can tell you. But you had the.
You have a blood card?
No, I don't. I stole it. I get a lot of blood cards. I just take them. But you were around it, and there's a performance aspect to being a Jehovah's Witness, right? And that you were doing that and thinking, I like this part of it, right?
Yeah.
And then you started to say, oh, there's another way to do this. There's another application. It's called comedy clubs.
Yeah.
I mean, and so the nickel drops for you there. You took that experience and said, wait a minute, I really love this part of it. So you knew from a fairly early age, I like being in front of people.
I love being in front of people. I love making them laugh. I love sharing information that it could be true, it could not be true, I'm not sure. But, you know, they're enjoying it. Like, bringing people joy is like my favorite thing in the world. Even like if I'm walking down the street and I see somebody coming, you know, you see them and they're like got that sour face and they look like they're having the most horrible day. I'll smile at them like super big, and they're like, they kind of like smirk back. And then it's so funny because you can hear them like 10 steps later, like, was that Tiffany Haddish? Like,
that's really nice.
And then like change their mood, you know? I love being able to do that in a positive way.
That's really, I mean, I smile like that at strangers and they get creeped out.
Well,
always have.
Effect.
You're a giant, so.
I know. There were so many people who thought when you blew up that, oh, you just showed up and it happened. And they didn't realize that it was a long road.
Since the 1900s, y'all. 1996, 97.
It's funny because a lot of people think show business is about figuring out what other people want and giving them that. And I've always thought, no, it's in my experiences, you've got to get them, you got to wear them down and get them to like what you're putting out there. That's kind of, I think that's more of the battle.
Yeah, it is the biggest battle, is being true to yourself, being who you are. And like, I was always so confused trying to figure out how do I be me? Like, also figuring out who am I? Like, and why don't I get like the notoriety I should get? And why am I not getting the opportunities? And why do all these guys like get all this stuff? And I talked about that in the book where I put that prosthetic penis in my panties. And
when you're on stage.
Yeah, when I walked up to the club and just like walking around with a limp dick in my drawers, and because I felt like, you know, these guys respect guys, they don't really respect women in this bit. Like, it's really like hard to get on as a woman, and I don't know. I don't know if I walked different, if my energy was different, but then they started like respecting me and started like talking to me and giving me hugs and saying, hey, why don't you do this? Can you book my show? Can you do this show over here with me? I'm booking this show. You want to get on? You want to do this? And I was like, oh man, having a dick in my drawers really is like making a difference. Like, maybe this is a boys club. And then I it stopped wearing the penis, but kept that same kind of energy. Like, you know.
That's unbelievable.
No,
like,
it's believable. You want to, if you want, when you give me your number, I can text you a picture of it. It's
I'm writing it down right now.
Of the penis. It's much like your color.
I wouldn't think. I wouldn't think that would be a popular color for a prosthetic penis. A freckled. A really speckled.
It's a world penis.
Well, I may already have one. We'll talk about that later. But that's unbelievable to me that because I know there was a period of time where you're in the background of television shows.
Yeah,
you're a background extra.
Uh-huh.
What kind of shows are we talking about?
We're talking about like Hannah Montana. I did background work on That's So Raven before I was casting on That's So Raven. One Tree Hill. What else did I do background work on? A bunch of stuff.
Do you ever look at those shows and you can like look for yourself?
Yeah,
that would be fun.
I could see myself in it. I wanted to do a show about that, like who's in the background or whatever. Like before they were celebrities, where were they? What were they doing? Like I feel like I've met so many celebrities that have done little things like that. Like just to get familiar with the set. Like it was really important to me to do extra work just to like understand how everything worked. I even did I worked in the sound department for a little bit, just to learn how because my goal is to one day maybe own a studio, maybe be in charge of the whole production. And I need to know what everybody's job is so that I'm not expecting too much from them. I need to know. And if they're not doing their job, then I know hey, you're not on your shit. And it's clear this is why. Because I did it.
I did that job.
Yeah, I did that job. I know what you're supposed to do.
First of all, you are going to do that. I mean, anything you say you're going to do, I'm down with it. I just think that's going to happen.
Yeah, it'll happen.
You've made so many things happen just through incredibly hard work.
Yeah.
And talent.
Yeah, not quitting. I don't quit. I'm not a quitter. Especially if it's a vision that I could see in my mind's eye. I'm like, it's going to happen. When? I don't know, but I'm going to make it happen.
I think that's important too, when I don't know. Because I think a lot of people get impatient, think, I'm going to make this happen, it's going to happen. No. You got to give up to a greater power, whatever that means to you, that I'm not in charge of when it happens, but it's going to happen.
Yeah, I'm going to help facilitate it. So I do something every day towards it, something in that realm. Like when I worked at the youth center and I was in charge of activities, I'm like, I'm going to get them to do all the things that I always wanted to do and what's in the entertainment room. So we would sit in the audience at TV shows and I would be learning how the cameras work, learning how this works, see how how they tape and film sitcoms. And I would take them snowboarding and surfing and riding horses and all the things these are the kind of movies I want to make. I want to snowboard in a movie. I want to surf in a movie. I'm the Black Gidget. I'm riding horses.
That's the title right there.
I want to ride horses.
When I first met you, I yelled, Black Gidget!
Yeah.
I remember that. And I got in trouble, remember? That is, you said one of your favorite movies or a movie that influenced you a lot was Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Yes.
Why?
Well, because first of all, that was my first time ever seeing people and cartoons together in one thing. And it was, I think, a great story. Also, it was it gave me great ideas. When a detective says to the rabbit, why are all these people doing these nice things for you? He said, because I make them laugh, Eddie. If you make people laugh, they'll do anything for you. And at that point in time in my life, I barely could read. I was having a hard time in school. I'm having a hard time functioning just in general. I'm taking care of my sisters and brothers. I'm stressed out to the max. And I'm like, that's the ticket. That's what I'll do. That's how I'll make friends. That's how I'll get people to help me. I'll make them laugh and they'll do anything for me. And that is the way that I was able to make it through junior high and high school and elementary, all that. It was I'm going to make friends by making them laugh.
Not to take it down, but people do need to know what you went through. Your dad walks out at, how old are you when he
3?
went? Jesus, yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
And you later reestablished a relationship with him for a time. But,
yeah, and then he passed.
Yeah, and then your mom had this accident.
Mm-hmm.
How old were you when she had the accident?
I was 8, about to be 9. Yeah.
And it was a bad car accident.
Really bad.
And it changed her personality.
Changed who she was. I lost the love of my life, But she was there. Her body was there, but she wasn't there. It's I don't know if a demon got in here. I don't know what got inside of her, but it wasn't my mom anymore. And she became violent and verbally abusive. And it was I just want my mommy back,
Yeah.
And but I loved her so much. This is the first person I ever loved in my whole life. This is the first person I ever loved. So I'm gonna do whatever I can to try to help her, try to heal her, whatever. She was so mean to me, and I wanted to fight her all the time. Sometimes I wish she would have died, but I didn't really want her to die. It's just, it's fucking hard because who is this lady in my mama body? Because it ain't my mama.
It's I can't think of anything more confusing to a kid than my mom's still here, but she is not my mom the way I knew her.
Yeah.
And because of this injury, that's not who she is anymore.
Right. And I didn't understand that. The injury, I didn't understand. There's a lot of things. I was young, right? And I'm just be take your medicine. Get better. Why don't you love me enough to take care of yourself? Fix yourself. Get fixed. give me my mommy back. Like,
yeah.
But it don't work like that.
No.
But I'm glad that I've, been able to do all the things that I'm able to do and made enough money to get her the best help, the best doctors, the best nutrition, the best of the best. And
does she understand the scale of your success?
I know she knows I'm successful. I don't think she realizes that I'm an international sensation.
Well, you are.
I mean, and that people care about me.
They do.
And I didn't realize people cared about me the way they do until I got arrested for DUI, and it was on CNN and PBS and the Korean news. I mean, there's no excuse now for studios to say she's not international. Oh yes, I am. Oh yes, I am international. They're talking about me in Korea and in Africa and China. They're talking about me on the BBC. They're talking about me all over the world. They're talking about my ass in Iceland, baby. I am international. There are 3 people in the Antarctic right now. It's like, did you see what happened to Tiffany in Beverly Hills? Like, I am important. Like, I have to find the positive in everything. Like, that's like
you
my
just
mission.
had a gusher of positivity right there. That was fantastic.
I mean, if you Google right now, famous black women arrested for DUI. When I first Googled it, it was just me and Josephine Baker. Now Glorilla trying to come up on me. And I'm going to tell you, I know for a fact there are a lot of famous women that have been arrested for DUIs, but nobody is talking about it because don't nobody care about them. People care about me, okay? They care. They care if I take a nap in Beverly Hills.
Eduardo just checked it out.
I verified it. First thing that comes up, Anthony Haddish.
Yeah, and it's just me for like 2 pages, right? And then there's Glorilla. And if
Glorilla is like, you keep scrolling down.
It
must be killing her, right?
And back in January when I Googled it, it was me and just Josephine Baker. I said, damn it, I'm a legend.
That's good company
I'm a
to
legend.
be in.
Yeah, I got to start my rainbow tribe. And take my ass to France. Parlez-vous français? Parlez-vous? Fera.
You and I have something in common. We both have a wax figure of ourselves.
Oh, yes.
Because you got a Madame Tussauds wax figure.
Yes.
I have one. I don't know. It's in Hollywood somewhere. And every now and then someone will be visiting and they'll take a picture. And for some reason, it's me. They did it when I was behind a desk and I'm pointing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. Like Conan's big thing is he points. But people send me these random photos of them posing with this.
How do you feel about it?
It's weird. It's really weird because what people, I don't know if they realize this, they take exact measurements.
Yes.
They take easily 1,000 measurements.
Yes, of every inch of your body.
Of every inch of your body. And they're like measuring the distance so that it's a perfect replica of you. And then they like match your hair and they match. And so I look at it sometimes and I think, that's just weird it's somewhere in Hollywood. God knows, there it is.
Oh my God. Oh,
when you were skinny.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
It kind of slightly reminds me of that. Remember that McDonald's character?
Ronald McDonald?
No, not Ronald McDonald. Mac Tonight.
Yeah.
Mac Tonight, the talk show guy.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
maybe that's why everybody loved your talk show so much. You were Mac McKnight.
I was Mac McKnight. You know what? I got to say, it doesn't look like me.
No, it doesn't.
It
but
doesn't.
the nose is me and everything, but
it doesn't really look like you at all.
No.
Yeah.
No,
Okay,
it looks like you're sick.
You're better looking.
You're way better looking.
I was very sick at the time. I do remember that.
They got the dead eyes right.
Yeah, they got the dead eyes. They got the dead eyes.
I can't believe it.
You know what? It looks like they took someone's hand that was holding a gun and just took the gun out.
Yeah, like
and God
this
knows.
guy. Bang, bang.
So what, you went through that experience?
Yes.
Did you like it when you saw yourself, or did you?
I did. I thought she was so beautiful. I'm like, wow, this is like so beautiful, but I didn't, like, it's no, like, in looking those eyes, and it's like dead eyes. It's like no hurt ever been experienced. No,
right.
This is not a real human. But if I could make a clone of myself, boy, she would be cute. Do you know they cloning dogs now?
I did know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if they can clone dogs, then they could clone me probably.
Do you want to be cloned?
It would have to grow up like a baby and everything.
Yeah.
Like, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No,
So
you're not
then-
gonna show up as you are now.
No.
But are you okay with raising
Myself?
yourself.
I would raise myself so good.
Yes, you would.
And then I don't need no man, like no child support, no man. Like, but then I would have to find him a dad because that was the problem. I think I needed a dad all the time. So I would get like all my gay homeboys to be dad, and then just
That's such a weird idea that you
raise myself,
clone yourself. There's a baby.
Of
Tiffany,
me, and I see me,
and
again,
then you raise you,
and
and you give yourself everything that you didn't have.
Not everything. I just give me what I needed.
Okay.
Not all the stuff that I didn't have, just what I needed.
Yeah.
More hugs, more kisses, more words of like, you're doing a good job. I'm proud of you. You can do anything. Don't quit. And then I would put her out the house so she can learn struggle.
At like 12, 13?
No, at 18, she gonna have to learn how to survive. I would make her camp in the woods at like 13. Like and leave her give her supplies and leave her in the woods for 3 days.
No one does
tell
that.
her about the enzymes and sperm disease?
Yes, I'm gonna tell her about the enzymes and sperm disease. I'm gonna be like, don't believe what you read on TikTok. It's all lies. Matter of fact, I don't even think I'm gonna teach her how to read so she don't get her heart broken.
Wait.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, you're gonna give her what she needs, but she can't read.
Yeah, she can't read. I don't think I'm gonna let her learn how to read because it's so many teenagers right now. Like the suicide epidemic is crazy amongst teenagers because they're reading all the stuff that people are saying on social media and they're attacking them and they don't know how to handle it because they took bullying out of school, right? So now you don't know how to handle just the bullying of words and you take that personal. Kids, teenagers, like
just don't let her have a phone. She can
no
read.
Phone. Yeah, she gonna get a pager.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm bringing pagers back. Yeah. I'm going to put a tracking device on her. Be like, time to come in the house. Beep, 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 beep. I got to go inside. Like, I don't know. But I feel bad for kids today because it is really hard. And I appreciated all my bullies. Like, I've sent them little thank you notes. Like, thank you for making me so strong, especially to my mom. That was my biggest bully. And I really appreciate all the stuff that she said and did, even though it was mean and nasty and hurt my feelings, prepared me for the horrible social media world that we have today. It doesn't really bother me.
But do you read stuff about yourself?
Hell yeah, I read stuff about myself. Hello? You gonna sit here and tell me you don't read about you?
I don't, actually.
You don't?
You'll back me up on this.
He actually doesn't. I mean, when people send him articles and he just won't read them.
Because you can't read, huh? Yeah. I knew it.
Damn it.
He's been having
I'm above that. I might get my feelings hurt. Can you read, Conan? I can't read.
Got that earwig in. They tell him everything to say. No.
I try to, I mean, I do sometimes, but I try not to. Because I just think like it can't. I think if it can help me, but if it's just some random person saying they don't like what I'm doing, I don't know what the point is of me knowing that because I'm not going to change at this point.
No, I'm not going to change either, but it is kind of okay, in my mind, I think they're saying all this stuff. These people, especially if it's a long paragraph or if they make like a whole YouTube video about how much they can't stand me, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, they love me. This person cares about me so much.
Spending a lot of energy on you.
They took a lot of energy and a lot of time to say anything about me. And like when people are like, we should cancel her. She should be canceled. Isn't she canceled? Like I think to myself, dang, you took time out of your day to comment on me, which means I shouldn't be canceled. You actually care. You care about. I'm doing my job as an entertainer and I'm making you feel something. So I am successful in the long run. Oh, yeah. I beat you. I win. But still, I have endometriosis. So on my cycle, I do become evil. And I do take it back to the 1900s. And I do go on there and talk shit about them real bad. Real bad. And I have to pray on that. Like, please forgive me, Lord, for what I'm about to do. But I have to destroy this fat bitch right now.
That's one of my favorite prayers.
I'm about to hurt your child's feelings. I apologize, but I'm gonna hurt your child. My bad, but I gotta attack her soul. I'm sorry, Lord. Please forgive me. You shouldn't have gave me endometriosis. I wouldn't even have time. While I'm sitting here in pain and bleeding clots, blood, I wouldn't be thinking about committing murder on this woman's spirit.
Endometriosis. Oh, man. You got me.
Some people try to say I'm crazy. I'm not crazy. I have endometriosis, okay? And it causes me to behave in certain ways because I'm in pain. And it's a hormonal imbalance. Apparently, that's what somebody just told me. It's your hormones; they're imbalanced. Okay, well, what's the fucking balancer of the hormones?
Yeah,
Give me that
medication?
shit.
What
Is
did you
there
do?
like a leveler to level out these fucking hormones that keep me from bleeding clots of fucking blood? And how am I not dead? How am I still living? I'm amazing. That's why I'm a fucking superhero. All women are superheroes. We all are fucking amazing creatures. We bleed for days and days and days and don't die. Let a man bleed for 2 days.
Yeah.
He's dead. He's dead. Especially if it's out the tip of his penis, he gonna kill himself.
Oh.
He's like, it's broken forever. I'm done.
Yeah.
I can't do this. Let a blood clot come out of dick. It's a wrap.
No, don't let a blood.
It's a wrap.
Don't let a blood clot come out of dick.
Don't let
Dear baby Jesus.
I remember
Don't let a blood clot come out of my dick.
I told
I'll
a
give
dude.
you anything.
I told a dude that I have endometriosis, so I can only deal with certain size penises. I can't be dealing with no big old. I got endometriosis. He's like, "What is that? Is that a new STD? What is that?" And I was like, "I wish it was a STD. I wish I could give you endometriosis. How you out here with endonetromosis? I wish I could give you inflammation of the nuts, where all your wrinkles come out your balls." Blood clots come out the tip of your dick. He's like, that sounds so painful. Why would you wish that for somebody?
This is what you're talking about before you have sex?
No,
Let's have a little.
This is
Let's have a little pillow talk.
This is my
I
way
hope
of
your
letting
balls shrivel up and climb up your asshole.
This is my way of letting him know if he got a big old dick, I'm not doing this with you. You know, so we could just be friends.
Okay.
Because I need that medium. Okay, I don't need you tearing my stuff up. I don't want to be bleeding.
Okay. No big dicks out there. We're getting the word out.
Run me the mediums with good credit and an EIN number. I'm looking for good credit and EIN numbers. Hello.
Oh my God.
It's mediums.
Define medium.
Yeah,
I'm just going to write this down.
Mediums.
Mediums. Okay.
My G-spot is 3 inches in. Bring your Asians, your Indians, your whatever. Medium.
Okay.
I talk about that in the book too.
Yeah, I know you do. Got it right here. Medium.
That's in the If You Want to Get With Me chapter.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a manual on that.
Wow. Good Lord. What's this?
Oh, you can read.
No,
I
can't.
do little pictures
Yeah,
for him.
I see.
It's hieroglyphics.
Yeah, have Maddie bring it in. Yes. Oh, we got some little surprise for me here, apparently.
Mm.
And it's also not just for me, but for you too. Maddie, thank you very much.
Yes, thank
Lotion.
you. Here.
There we go.
Yes.
Oh, thank you. Oh, my skin is like, what is this?
Now rub it in. Just rub it on both sides.
We're putting a little lotion
Massage it in there. Make a wish when you're doing it.
Oh, that's new.
I wish I was a medium. Medium for me is aspirational.
You want to be a medium? I like medium, small to medium.
Oh.
But you got a wife, so I'm sure she's happy with what you're working with.
Well, I'm a good earner. She's crying, and then she goes, she's like, you actually need to see, there's a lot of money coming in.
It's worth it.
She says that as we're doing it. All these years. Good earner, good earner.
Yeah.
Then there's just flaky skin flying everywhere. It looks like it's snowing on us.
If she's saying good earner, she's manifesting that. That's what you're supposed to do during sex. You're supposed to make wishes as soon as you had an orgasm. That's when it's going to come in because all your chakras are open and that's when God shows up.
Oh, my God.
That's when you're supposed to make a wish.
All right. Here's my question for
you
the room.
You got to manifest then.
All the wasted wishes.
Here's my question to the room. Who's funnier than Tiffany?
Oh, man.
Seriously.
There's a lot of people.
No. You are a beautiful person.
Thank you.
You are, good Lord, you are a tornado of funny. You are so funny, and it comes from such a real place.
Thank you.
And you're beautiful, and God, when you show up, I don't have to do anything.
I know.
I don't do anything. I just every now and then a little poke. Is there more? And there's so much more.
Yeah, I'm like a sis. There's levels to it.
Everyone go out, do yourself a favor, go out and get I Curse You With Joy
It's Tiffany Haddish.
Can you say Tiffany Haddish, I curse you with joy?
Yeah, Tiffany Haddish, I curse you with joy.
Thank you. I appreciate
curse
that.
you with joy,
Thank
Tiffany
you.
Haddish.
Thank you. And I curse everyone that reads that book with joy.
And please spread the word that
And you are moisturized.
I'm
now.
moisturized. I'm a medium.
Yeah.
I represent every color on
Yes.
earth.
Yes.
And God bless you. Seriously, you make me. I mean, you talk about how you in your life you try to do positive things, and you do so many positive things, and then you come into this room and we talk to everybody, and I'm just dying. You just make me so happy.
Thank you.
Thank
Can
you
I have
so
your
much.
phone number now?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Yeah, you
awesome.
can. All right.
Yay.
Wife doesn't have to know.
Oh, she gonna know because I'm gonna get her number too. And I'm gonna invite you to game night. I'll be having this game night in one of my properties. It's a good time.
Okay.
So, have you ever been to South Central LA?
Sure.
Okay. We gonna see.
I've got.
You gotta
It's in
come to
Catalina, right? It's a gated estate in Catalina, isn't it?
It's not gated at all.
I'm sorry. Am I thinking of the right South Central? South Central Catalina, right?
It'll be a good time.
That is
Thank
me.
you.
You send me a text.
Thank you, Conan. I am gonna
And
send
I
you a
want to
text.
see.
It's been a long time since I got a phone number on a piece of paper.
I was gonna say, I love
love
that
this.
you
That's how I
wrote
do it.
down.
I'm
You're from
old-fashioned.
the 1900s, baby.
Oh, but you know what? I was on a plane once. Across the aisle is Warren Beatty, the greatest womanizer of the 20th century.
Yes.
And we chat briefly, and we have a nice chat. And he goes, well, here's how you can reach me. And he writes his phone number on an American Airlines napkin and hands it to me. And I was thinking when he did it, how many numbers has he written on an airline napkin since 1960?
Oh my God, so many
And then
flight
I can't
attendants.
find it. Because I would frame it. I would frame it if I could find it.
might
You
have wanted
probably
to
blew
bed
your
you.
nose in it.
Yeah, probably. Probably.
Yeah.
I fucked up. But anyway, Warren, my apologies.
Yeah.
He's been waiting by the phone for 20 years. Why won't he call? I love him. Tiffany, God bless. Thank you
God
so much
bless
for
you
being here.
too.
And congrats
Thank
on your
you.
book.
Thank you.